Welcome, everybody, to our 36th show of 6 on 6. And while we've moved to a new podcast network, we've decided to bring back some familiar faces and some, frankly, old faces in the scene. Fett is doing the responsible thing and is taking the night off because he is moving. So we have decided to bring back our former co-host and still an open invitation to host, Troy Canadian. And we're also bringing Mint on the show, as we had discussed a couple episodes before. Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Troy, this is as equally your show as it is mine. Please say something to the good people listening.
I can't believe I'm still here. I don't know. No, it's good to be back, honestly. I don't know. It's nice. I can't remember. I actually can't remember the last episode we did. It's been a while.
It was a long time ago. You and I, what was the last episode you and I did? It was with the Beast Coast winning team.
It would have been with Fett.
Over a year ago. It was actually with Fett, with Fett, Diffuser, circle. Hot and Cold, and Gunner.
Wow. Yeah, post Manchester.
Yeah. And then before that, actually, it was where... Yeah. It's funny if you go back and look at some of these. You've got like, where were we? Hot reboot, new era. It's just like we would do a new episode and we'd be like, we're going to stick to it. And then after like a week, we'd be like, we're not sticking to it.
It's like, not reliable.
I want to talk to Mint Stash a little bit here. Is this your first time? This is clearly not your first time on a podcast, right?
Oh, I thought you were saying it's first time growing a mustache.
Well, I hope not.
I was like,
you know a prior time?
I remember.
Yeah,
you had it. Yeah, you had it on DZ.
Oh, I was. Yeah, it's a coaching thing. I never played with the stash. You know, when I had to grow up a little bit, so it's the coaching stash. You know, I don't need it now, but I'm technically coaching while I'm watching. I'm yelling at the screen.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
First time on a podcast. Definitely the first time on this one. I don't know about like total podcast, but I'm an old man now. Chat likes to say that I yap a lot. This is a nice space to just yap.
Very nice. I'm gonna be picking your brain a little bit as we announce that this is not going to be your only show. You're going to be on here quite a bit, hopefully, moving forward, because it's nice to have, you know, the perspective of different people. I will say I'm 35 years old. I'll be honest. I have no idea how old you are, but Fed is like 21, and you can just feel that there is a very serious disconnect between like the languages we speak. Like so it's nice to have somebody who's at least kind of like, I'm assuming you're like 27.
Wow. You talking to Troy or me?
You.
No, you're way off. I'm in my 30s. Yeah, I'm old.
Yes!
I'm old as well. I think it's a nice little balance. I hear you guys talking about the new gen stuff. A lot of people saying some number stuff about 6, 7. Like, come on. What are we talking about?
I don't know what any of that means, by the way.
I saw that in Twitch chat recently. I don't.
Oh, so we all old here. Okay.
What is the 6, 7 thing? Would you like to explain it to us?
I couldn't tell you. Don't ask me. Please don't ask me. I couldn't tell you. Maybe this is where we wish Fett was here. He'd be laughing.
It's going to be furious. I have no clue. No, I saw it like I forget when I saw it. Someone said something. Someone said something in the cast. People were losing their minds. I think it was Jesse. He said it on accident.
So it would have been Jesse. It would have been Jesse or Lynx because they speak the younger language.
Chat went crazy.
We are boomers, so
absolutely.
Mint, I just want to take a couple moments here before we actually get into the topics today. For people who are curious, just so we can get this out of the way. The main topic we're going to be discussing is obviously the regional results. We're starting to see all of the teams clinch their spots for the Munich Major. There's 2 more spots available if memory serves correctly, and they're both from Brazil. Those will be decided on Friday. Jesse and I will actually be casting those games, so we'll get to know, we'll be front row for the 2 teams that make it. But beyond that, obviously the big topic in the community has been SaveSiege, which was actually brought back by your teammate Spoit, Troy, on stream about a month or 2 ago. It's gotten to the point where I don't think the devs can ignore it any longer. They issued a bunch of statements saying that there was an update to the community, basically where they promised to address a couple of the nagging issues. And then there was a patch actually that came out today, as it is Tuesday, addressing some of those almost immediately. And then, of course, you know, we'll just do some chit chat in between. Before we get there, Mint, I just want to talk to you a little bit. How are you enjoying semi-retirement?
Semi-retirement, yeah, it's nice. If anything, I'm grinding even more. I'm watching so many games. Everything but APAC. I will, be.
I was just about to say, have you watched APAC?
That's 3 a.m. I'm not saying I'm not a grinder. EWC comes around and that's like 4 a.m. kind of game sometimes. So I'm definitely up and at 'em. I'd like to say I'm the most consistent co-streamer at the moment.
Are you a League of Legends guy?
No, but where are you going with this?
I was going to ask if you're watching Worlds, because isn't it at like 3 a.m?
Oh, okay, no. I
Okay.
will watch Cage a good amount. I'm a big Cage fan. A bunch of other co-streamers. I mean, I've been loving co-streamers for quite a while.
And you
Even
happen to be
Call
one.
of Duty. Happen to be one. You know, I really love Call of Duty, where they have like a show almost. I don't know if you've ever seen those with like Scump and like they get like X4 like pro players. Always
Hanging
thought
on
was
the
that
couch.
exactly. Always thought that was really cool. Always wish Siege had like a summit tournament, you know, like CS:GO, where pros are just hanging out on the couch, the more chill. It just reminds me of like back when we were unks and we were just LANing with our buddies coming over.
The DreamHack ones were particularly fun because whenever there was a DreamHack event, especially like the DreamHack Montreal, a lot of the teams would sit in the stands, like behind the stage after they were eliminated, and just chat. And it would be nice to shoot the ish with them. I suppose at this point, I'm no longer bound by contract. And I can say that there was actually supposed to be a Beyond the Summit with Siege that I believe COVID killed. It was in the works. I'd been reached out to by a couple people. Admittedly, I don't think my like commentary and personality is well suited for like a summit style of cast. I'm not deranged or unhinged or frankly funny enough. But Beyond the Summit had reached out to Ubisoft about doing it. And I can't remember if COVID killed it or what. And then COVID, I think, ultimately ended up killing Beyond the Summit in its entirety. But there were plans for us to have a Beyond the Summit at some point. It was very much in the works, and it's a shame it never materialized. So.
You definitely could have fit the
Yeah.
cast. Like the
100%.
quals that we did, that was literally like that vibe.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Troy. 92
those-
Dream Team, that was
Yeah.
the summit.
Yeah, those quals were literally that.
Unfortunately against me,
Yeah.
but
How did it feel to be on the opposite side of that?
nerve-wracking. Oh
Yeah?
my god. I mean, we didn't really know until we watched back the game, obviously, and we saw everyone like watching and casting. We're just getting run down by Hyena and Doc.
Yep. I now
But-
team with a member of the Dream Team. Richie was on the team.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yep.
god. Richie was on that team?
Yep.
It was
my
it was
It
it
was
was
Richie,
Rexon,
Filthy,
Hyena, Yardy.
Ah,
and
okay.
Yardy. And was there one more? Richie, Filthy, Yardy, Hyena, one more. Who's the
It
other?
was like
Was
one
it
of those
Doodle?
exec guys, wasn't it? Was it Doodle? I
Was
think it was Doodle. I think it was Doodle.
AWD?
Yeah,
It might have been
Yeah.
him.
all-wheel drive,
Yeah.
baby.
I mean, there's nothing scarier when a team has nothing to lose. They literally said that they didn't expect to beat us, so they're running around. And then we're Dark Zero, and you got like Zach saying, you know, how much we're getting paid. We better win this kind of game. And it's, yeah, very, very nerve wracking for sure.
Yep.
So you're a co-streamer now. How have you found the transition from active competition? I talked to obviously a number of players just in private, and there have been a couple players that over the years I've kind of encouraged them to get involved with the broadcast side of things, and almost all of them are like, I don't want to be on that side of the camera. It would be too hard. How are you finding it now that you're not like, I mean, obviously you kind of chose to stop playing, right?
Yeah, so after Unwanted, obviously, you know, we wanted to stay together as a team, but M80 just got way too much money. So, you know, they were gone. And so I had a couple of other offers, but nothing I wanted to rebuild. I wanted to be competitive. So I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to retire after DZ for like, even when me and DZ parted ways mutually, like I was planning on just being gone and moving on to content. Like I did not want to come back. I feel like there's a big gap. Something that I feel like is missing with the casting. This could be another conversation another day. But very similar to like Tony Romo, if anyone knows American football, right? A former pro quarterback gets into being like an analyst and a caster, and he can predict the plays that are going to happen. Because as we're watching, I feel like the casual viewer doesn't really know what's happening or why it's happening, right? Like Bakery on Cafe, you see the lineup on the attack as they're bringing Buck and Ram, and it's like, okay, you can immediately start talking about they're going to go for a full clear here. Why? Because the space is kind of given to them, right? They're not going to just be going for a Bakery ISO or whatever, and you can call, and vice versa, you can call when it is a Bakery ISO. You see the Glaz, the Ying, the Capital, you know what it's coming. So just trying to like bridge the gap, really, and try to make it just more accessible for people kind of getting into the game. It's not so daunting when you're watching the main cast. I can kind of break it down, use the Epic Pen, get it all out and things like that. So I really enjoy doing it. Even getting on the content creation side of like YouTube. Looks like the dog wants to hang out. So,
Do you have your Zap collar ready?
that's a good one, but no. That's a good one, but no. Not on
I don't know
stream.
6'7", but I know that one. So
Wow.
I'm
Thank you.
familiar with that one now too.
it's everywhere. You can't avoid it.
Yeah.
I would never dare.
Would you ever cast? Would you ever cast? Would you ever do analysis work, desk work, casting work?
Yeah, so you know, I feel like how you said I'm on the other side of the camera. It's like technically I took 1 step, but not 2 feet. It's not like 2 feet jumping in because I mess up my words quite a lot. A lot. I could not cast. I could not do what you do. You keep the flow. I'm gonna gas you up here. Like you
I don't
guys are
think that's
great.
correct.
Maybe somewhat knowledge side from some of you. Not throwing any names out there, but like definitely, you keep the flow. I can't do that 100%. So I will stay safe on my stream where I can swear, cuss, do whatever I want. No one can tell me what I can and can't do. And I might do it for fun. I've been reached out to by like Whiskey, if you know the Whiskey guys in T2. I try to give T2 some spotlight every once in a while. They have a funny stream. Siege double shot of this. Siege double shot. So maybe for fun every once in a while. But yeah, definitely not planning on going into casting anytime soon.
Troy, give me your objective view on Kyle here. Do you think he'd do a good job casting?
I think with the right combo. But I mean, I could see the same. I could see the same thing for myself, like keeping the flow and like tempo of it. It's like
That's
gotta
not your
keep it.
jobs. Like
Yeah,
neither of you would be play by
that's kind
play.
of the way.
So
That's kind of the way I would see it. Is like you should be with someone that would help with that, and maybe it'd be fine. So I don't know. I think you do it.
Have you ever seen one of my streams with Dream?
I mean, I've probably seen a couple, but not a ton. Why?
Because we do it for fun. Like every once in a while.
Oh, cast once in a while? Okay, I haven't caught any of that.
We'll watch together. I kind of cast. We'll even do a hate watch cast because
Actually, I think I've seen you step into a cast once, I think, like on Layer.
Really?
I think I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
every once in a while, just for fun. Because growing up, I was into Halo and I was super into a guy named Chris Puckett.
Yep.
I've worked with Puckett before. Great dude.
Big fan of Chris Puckett, and I loved how he used to do the MLG top 10. So my favorite line that always sticks out in my brain, we're hopping on board here with, gamer tag. It was like that every single time. So every once in a while for fun.
We've got an ever-changing lineup in NA, right? I mean, the one thing that I've kind of admired about the EU casting scene is that they've had a lot of stability. They've obviously had a number of different people kind of try to work their way in, but the core has kind of been the same. Whereas with us, we've been on like shifting sands. I'm just thinking of all the people that have been on the NA broadcast. So like, you started off with Jackie Jing and Jesse and Veli, and then Veli took over when Jackie left, and then Caliber Jacob came on as an analyst, and then Veli left and Jacob stayed on as an analyst, and we picked up Doa, who's actually a part of Last Free Nation and has a couple shows on this podcast. Obviously he came over from Overwatch because he and Monty like left Overwatch and started to branch out, and then Monty started doing like CS stuff, and then Monty got involved doing work with Faceit as a TO, which kind of put Doa without a duo. So then he came over as our host, because I think one thing that we did need was we needed a bit more proper like broadcast experience. A lot of us were very green, and at one point in time, like I was the most experienced caster on the show, and it's like, that's not good. Like frankly, like as good as you think I might be at my job, we probably should have people who've been around a little bit longer. And then obviously from casting pairs, then we had Flynn and Stokes for a while, and then obviously we had Blue and Stokes, and then Lynx and Stokes, and now no Stokes, and obviously we had Kicks, and then we had Pengu, and now we have Jesse who's hopped over, and now we have Fox and Laxing, and we don't have Doa anymore, and we don't have Jacob anymore, and it's just like, it's been crazy when you think about it. And now like rounding out with like Janiro and Jay's Wills, but then we also had Korback, and very briefly we had Brimstone. Like, it's been wild. And I'm sorry if, by the way, you're one of the people who've been involved with the broadcast and I've forgotten you. There's just been so many people involved in NA. Whereas on EU's side, it's like they've pretty much had like Gassan and Ian as the main hosts. They've had, Anne also working it now as either an analyst or a host. They had Jess. They had Dev Marta. He's now moved to a duo with Pengu. They've had Ace and Dez forever. They've had Emmy forever. They had Hap. He's been moved off. Now they've got Demo back involved. Like it's crazy how little turnover EU I feel like has had compared to NA. So I mean, not just to you, but to everybody. Like you never know when somebody's going to retire or get bored or move on or maybe go back to playing or coaching. Like I think your skills could be good on a desk and on a cast. If you feel like you're not good in the in the thick of it, then the desk is for you. It's a little bit more structured. You can be funny, you can be crass, you can swear, and you can have fun. The desk is ultimately about having fun. It's called the analyst desk, but there really shouldn't be a lot of analyzing going on. It should mostly be about keeping your attention while educating every now and then. So,
W plug.
well, I mean, I was talking mostly to you, but
Yeah, no, I know you were. That's what you were plugging it to me. You know,
Trying to sell.
You're
yeah.
trying to sell it. It's in the back of my mind now.
I don't know.
Go ahead,
I
Troy.
don't think
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say I think if I don't think I'd do either approach, but I think if I were to do one, I'd probably go Kyle's way. Just like full freedom, you get to say whatever
Yes.
you want, get to do
Yes.
whatever you want,
Yeah.
get to like I don't know. It's all
you
your
could-
own pace. If you want to bring people on, you bring people on. I mean, I guess you're less choice with that, but I don't know. That's probably the approach I would take. But I think it's also just like I like the vibe of just hanging out and watching a bit more than suiting up and locking in and watching. You know?
Well, they're different things, right? I
Yeah,
love those
no.
qualifier casts. I love them, and I love looking back on them and rewatching them and all of that. But it's different, right? And like,
Yeah.
I've watched Cadril co-stream a whole bunch because I think he's really entertaining, but also very informative. I thought he was terrific when he was actually on the league broadcast, but I think he's miles better now that he's been unshackled from the professionalism that Riot asks of him, and he can do, as you guys say, he can do whatever he wants. And
Yeah.
the big thing for me is audience and payment, because at the end of the day, this is a job. Like, I would love to just be a, like, I would love if I could make the same money I'm making right now and just be a co-streamer and just like stay at home and like track pants and like a shirt and just like watch games and make the same salary. There's really, to me, there's very little downside to that, but I love the job I'm doing now. And I think it's a necessary part of the broadcast that there is like a professional cast done. So there's a good place for, both people.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
but you could always try. You could always try, maybe tier 2.
You could always
Could.
try. T2. I mean, there's what they got a dream hack coming up. Got some other things happening. Who knows?
I have heard
Who knows what next year looks
some
like?
things about that DreamHack Atlanta. I have heard some things.
Wait, Spoit Invitational.
Also
Spoit
that
Invitational coming up.
Is that,
And-
is that the
T2
official title?
No, that's just what I've been calling it. Me and Dream.
That's a
Spoit
pretty good
Invitational
name.
is
That's a pretty
good.
good
They
name.
really should call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good name.
I've been plugging it. Like, guys, why is no one talking about it? It's literally the biggest T2 tournament
I think that
ever existed, and people still come to my stream and be like, "What's the Spoit Invitational? There's
And
quals
it's
coming up in a week."
literally international T2 event too.
Yeah,
Pretty
international.
sick.
It's
And-
hosted in Toronto.
In the Shopify office, and
Maybe
I will
I'll show
say
up.
I've seen them like they did a Rocket League tournament there. I know they did a Halo one in LA, I think it was previously, but they did at the Toronto office. They did a Rocket League one, and like, I mean, obviously like I'm employed by them, but like they don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. They hook it up. So yeah, it'll be good.
I can see the Shopify offices from my balcony. I might show up.
Really?
Yeah, I live in Toronto. They're just down the street from me.
Can you see the office?
Okay, down the street or like?
I actually don't know if I can, but I mean, it's close
really be
enough. I can
obstructed, but
see.
yeah.
I mean, I have a view of the skyline from my balcony. I'm technically a part of it, so it's
Yeah,
like
maybe.
I don't know. You and I walked past it on Nuit Blanche the other night.
I know. It's right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he pointed it out when we were finishing up our evening. So, man, we can take some more time to talk to you throughout the other episodes because we've got a show to run and we've got a Siege to save, and that has been the topic on most of the community's tongue for the last month or so, and it is kind of coincidentally happened to be unearthed right as we started the show. And I saw a couple comments actually in the YouTube section or the YouTube comments section over the last couple episodes about how they think we're spending maybe a bit too much time talking about it, or we're discussing it an awful lot, and maybe it seems like a bit negative. And I need to caution people here. We have signed a contract for the entirety of 2025. We signed a 15 episode contract that we're looking to renew if things go well in January, or presumably before then. I always joke that we are contractually obligated to make these episodes, and I am not lying. But we want to talk about the esport, but we also want to connect with the broader community because we acknowledge that being involved in the scene, we're not just ambassadors for the esport. We also stream the game, we play the game, we talk to content creators, we hang out with them, we have like inroads into other parts of the community. And I think it does a bit of a disservice if we're not talking about what the community is interested in, because as much as this was initially put out as an esport podcast, there really isn't just like a general community podcast either. So if we can kind of scratch both of those itches at the same time, then perfect. And I mean, Troy knows because we spent a long time talking about it before we ever did our first episode. So I think it's important. Gentlemen, before we get into it, we had a little bit of a talk offline before the show started about how SaveSiege is nowhere new, is nothing new. It's been around a long time. And I just, before we address any of it and before we read the new update that we've received from the heads of the studio, what's your take on the game right now? Is the sky falling? Is the game in as bad a shape as everybody seems to say?
No.
Mint?
Short answer, no.
Oh, that was just a oh, I thought I was going to go into it.
I can go into it after.
Okay. I mean, yeah, definitely not. I'll let Troy really go into it, but like we've been saying, first off, we've both been here since 2015. We're unks. And we've been saying the same thing pretty much since Bolo was like 14 years old. He'll never be 18 and make it to Pro League. The game will die before then. Bolo was in Pro League. Then it was the same thing with like fast forward all the way to Ambi.
Yeah, Ambi was 11.
He was 11.
Don't have to worry about him.
He's now currently the best NA fragger in the goddamn league. Like, yeah, I'll let Troy go into it more, but we've been saying it for a while.
Yeah, it's been like the same kind of thing for. I mean, literally, Operation Health was like.
It was designed to save Siege.
It was in response to a similar, like similar feelings from the community, and to be fair, a lot of the same issues do exist. Like there has been a cheater problem in Siege the entire time.
Yeah, when did we not? That's the one question I keep asking is like, when was it not bad?
It's always been bad. Yeah, literally always. Like,
yeah.
There's,
unfortunately,
I think like very early in the game, maybe it was a little better. Like I don't play ranked, and it's not because I don't like the game, but like if I play against a cheater, like I'm not gonna sit there and like queue up, lose to a cheater, get back in, queue again, get canceled on, queue up again, get cheated. Like, bro, I'm not doing all that. I just want to play the game. So it doesn't happen. But that's kind of part of it. It sucks. I actually think the Hungry 10 Man's great thing. Big fan.
We talked about that on one of the most recent episodes. Yeah. You guys want to plug the Hungry Hub?
The Hungry Hub. Hungry Hippos.
Queue up to the Hungry Hub, guys, especially 2v2s. Me and Dream are 5-0.
Yep.
And look.
There's 2v2s?
There's absolutely 2v2s. Please queue up. Spoit Bolo, probably the only duo that can take us down at the moment. So please tell Willie to queue up. That'd be great because there's no competition in there. But regardless, yeah, I mean, guys, you want a place that there's not like cheaters, or even if there is, because I think they might have had like one in there, very quickly gone out of the server.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom, right? Hungry's been very, very good at handling it. So like, that's where I've been loving on stream, where you're able to play, and it's competitive. People all use their microphones. It's great.
Yeah, I think so. That didn't exist before, so already +1 for current day Siege saving.
Okay, but hold on a second here. We've had the Pro 10s, we've had other hubs before, and they all seem to die out after a month.
This is like it's much more expansive.
Okay.
You know, there's the server's proper, you can queue up, like there's different ranks in it. Like it's not just the Pro 10-man's thing, it's always been a problem of like exclusivity, and then like a lot of pros don't want to play, so then because there's players that aren't as good in it, so then it dies because not enough good people, or because no one's playing, not enough good people in it, and then like they add a bunch of people and they're not very good, and then like a lot of people don't want to play because of that, blah blah blah, and it just fucking went in circles every single time. I think this is like it's basically just like a solo. I mean, you can 5Q whatever, but like it's just like another ranked system, honestly. And at least we can kind of filter out cheaters, and there's rules and whatnot of like what you have to follow. Can't be queuing up trolling. Can't be spawn peeking. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a cool rule.
I want to hop in for 1 second just to say that to me, the high watermark for this hub was the old R6TMs. If you guys remember that Sua helped do with kicks way back in the day. Now, mind you, this was, I think, like 2018 or 2019, so it was a bit more rudimentary, and there was like very little actual support in the game. The game itself was in a very different place.
Yeah.
And the community was a little different, but I mean, it still flourished, and R6TM still had like thousands of players competing in it across a bunch of different levels. But for people who are wondering about what Troy said about like exclusivity, and is that some context that might be helpful here is that pros, like everybody, can be quite elitist, and there are people who play this game and view the game in a certain lens, and then other people who view it through another lens. And there were constant issues in every single queue that's been created with certain pros being like, oh, I don't like this team. They play like ranked. I want to play structured. And I remember there was some immense crash out in like 2019, 2020. Because I remember waking up at like 6 a.m. in Poland and just reading Twitter being on fire about how like a bunch of pros were like spawn peeking in whatever 10 mans it was, and everybody was losing their minds because that's not the way it's supposed to be played. And then the broader community got involved, and they're like, well, if you don't want to spawn peek, then the levels shouldn't be designed this way. It's a valid strategy. And it's just like, I get it. But those concerns have been addressed with this Hungry Hub. Is that, do you guys think so? Like, I don't know anything about it.
Well,
so, I mean, I just know that Hungry's a nice guy, and it seems popular.
I think the thing is like the other ones, it tried to be more exclusive, but like you're never gonna find like the right line of it where it's like,
yeah,
the games are gonna be super high quality, like everyone's basically like pro level knowledge, but you're still gonna be able to find games all the time. Like that's not gonna happen. There's not enough people to do it. It's not gonna happen.
Yep.
Whereas the Hungry Hub, it's like I queue up. It's like I'm solo queuing ranked. Like I'm gonna be honest, my teammates suck. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But I'm also playing against guys that are, for the most part, don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, not terrible, right? Like they're,
the rank
diamond.
experience.
Yeah, but it's like solo queue and ranked, and they're not cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously you can stack whatever, do a queue, like if you want, and like maybe at certain hours that's more appropriate because maybe the queues are fucking dangerous late at night or something. I don't know, but it's a bigger pool of players, so I think it's more reasonable. It's a lot more like just ranked.
And there's a chance if you queue, you might just run into the full Shopify team.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you get to meet Spoit?
Yeah.
Because NA cancels scrims for shits and giggles.
Is that why you're here tonight?
No, we're just taking a little break.
Are you here tonight?
Little break.
Can I get you on the show next week as well?
No. Good try.
Swiftly rejected.
Yeah.
Wow.
Think I mean, I can let you know about that, but I'm pretty sure we're starting by then.
Yeah, it's fine. I've mused with the idea because I can get another, like, a second version of this, and I'm mused with an idea of like, what if you just, because you are down the road from me, what if you just came over and we just both I just like scooted over and we just like sat next to each other and just talk. I think that'd be real nice, wouldn't it? I mean, you can come too. To be honest, I don't know where you live these days, but I mean, you can join.
Las Vegas.
You're still in Vegas?
You guys left me here.
You know that you can leave
in a hurry.
You guys left me here. The NA League was here, and then and now I'm still here. What the heck happened, man?
Do you like Vegas?
This time of year, yeah, it's gonna be 66 tomorrow, cold, and guess what? I'm a big golfer, golf year round. Love it. Going golfing tomorrow with hot and cold and diffuser. And
Vegas is good for golf. That's
it's nice. But in the summer, miserable. Like it's finally getting cold.
Yeah. Just
for like 3 months, don't go outside. But we're all gamers. Like we don't go outside anyway. It's fine.
Air conditioning exists.
Yeah, we're not EU. Like we got aircon. We're good.
Is M80 in Vegas? I'm assuming so.
No. Their Airbnb or whatever was in Texas for the ping that greatly helped them and not Dark Zero. And Matt is in. Matt is. What's funny? Matt is in Vegas. He has a house here because it's a growing place. So he's here. Diffuser's here, living with them, paying rent. Matt's cheapskate, and yeah, thank God I have some people here. That's why I haven't left yet.
You have Yeti.
Yeah, if I want a car,
Still there?
I think he's still selling
I think he
cars.
sells. I think he still sells cars. Hyena's still there too, actually. So you got both of them.
Adam's here. That was nice for Unwanted.
Oh yeah,
Adam
true.
is here. Forrest was here, and then left us. So had a couple dinner.
Well, he's from Tucson, right? So I mean, Vegas is not far.
Yeah.
Him and Pablo are both from, I think,
Tucson. Yeah, Jesse dropped that little nugget of wisdom on the broadcast. They're from the same town. I was like,
When Jesse drops the hometown comment, I just think I'm listening. It's
Peter
so
McGuire?
Canadian. Yes,
Yeah.
it's so Canadian every
Yeah.
time. It's just like the young fella from Mississauga, Ontario. Oh my god, bro!
Jeez.
I just get flashbacks every fucking time.
big play from so and so.
I'm
Pride
sure-
of Hartford,
yeah.
Connecticut.
I'm sure Jesse would love to know that, but yeah.
Jesse enjoys it. All right, let's now read the update to the Siege community. So this came out on the 8th, so about a week ago. It'll be over a week by the time this show goes live. And I suppose this is just to address and kind of assuage some of the community's fears and concerns, because I will say that I agree with you guys. I don't think the sky is falling. I think this game has been in worse shape, and I think that it has had a hand at the tiller that hasn't been as active as the current hands on the tiller when it comes to this game.
Definitely.
And I think they are much faster to respond than they have been in seasons before.
Definitely.
And that is something that is good. And I think
Yes.
especially with Tencent moving in and funding this game, there ain't no fucking way that Tencent is going to let this game fail. So Tencent is a lot of things. We've talked about this on previous episodes about, people disliking Tencent's involvement. And look, Tencent wants to do one thing. They want to make a lot of fucking money. That's really all they care about. Siege is a game where you can make an awful lot of money. To quote a great mind, one of our back end guys, Tencent has basically become the professional gaming studio when it comes to min-maxing profit. So if they can find a way to keep this game alive and make a lot of money off it, they're going to do that. They're going to want their investment to go, quite well, especially after Vantage Studios or whatever it's called was spun off the other month. So basically what Alex Karpasas and Joshua Mills, who are two of the main guys, probably the two main guys who run the dev team in UB Montreal, basically posted an update. And what they said was, we've been reading your feedback and recognize there are important subjects we need to address. We acknowledge that we haven't communicated clearly enough about what we've been working on since the launch of Siege X. And we understand the frustration that has caused. We're committed to improving transparency and taking meaningful action on the issues you've raised. Based on your feedback, our upcoming priorities include anti-cheat, balancing, and ranked improvements. You can read about the current state of each below, with more updates coming on the road to the Munich Major in November. We thank you for all your continued support while we work through these challenges. It means a lot. Now, if I gave you the line, what year did Ubisoft say the following? Our priorities include anti-cheat, balancing, and ranked. Guys, what year would you say? Every year. Every fucking year.
It's a blur.
Yeah, every year we get that. So it's like again, the devs are cognizant of this, and they're going to fix it, but it's just going to take some time, right? And especially when you launch a new game, there's a million things that you need to get right. If you want to have an argument that maybe Siege X could have used another 6 months of incubation to iron a lot of these things out, maybe that's possible, but I don't think any of us are devs, and I don't think any of us know what actually goes into it. All I know is that they're dedicated to fixing it, and that's obviously a good sign.
Agreed.
Good. Okay,
but
so I'm just gonna
also agreed.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to read through these really quick, so forgive me for how much I'm about to talk. Basically, they said that the anti-cheat is not doing enough, and that they need to work on it. It did not keep pace with the surge of cheaters that followed the move to free access. Which, no offense, I think most of us saw that coming. I remember the first time I got told that Siege was going free to play many, many years ago, and the first thing that I thought in my head was, well, they got a lot of work on BattleEye to do. Because if it's already this bad without it being free to play, it's only going to get so much worse. I'm sure most people probably had that first thought when they heard it as well. basically, they said that it's a difficult topic to address without tipping off cheat makers. Cheat making is like a multi-billion-dollar industry across gaming now. It has moved out of just like a couple guys, writing scripts on Game Sharks for Big Head and GoldenEye and stuff like that. This is like, you now get subscriptions for like $50 a month, and then you get to cheat and you don't get detected and blah, blah, blah. A lot of sad losers pay a lot of money to think that they're good at a video game, and it sucks. That's really just what it boils down to. So what the devs said was that their next steps will be to target high-profile cheat makers and the use of a single notorious cheat product through advancements in cheat detection. They've been using a lot of machine learning. One of the few times that I am not quite so outspokenly anti-AI, as long as they get it right. They want to disrupt marketplace exploits, which I'm assuming involves the sales of skins. And then they want to issue permanent bans to players caught using these exploits. Pretty much all things that pretty straightforward. I mean, good. And frankly, I think one of the biggest tools that a lot of these a lot of the devs have against cheat makers is suing them. Frankly, at this point, we've seen a couple game studios have been going out and suing these cheat manufacturers for like lost profits and damage to their brand. And I think that's fine. I think it's quite silly that we need to get the law involved in stuff like this, but this is the reality. I also think cheating is silly. So here we are. Anything for you guys to note in regards to the anti-cheat comment? I'm going to go piece by piece through this.
I don't really know.
Keep going piece by piece.
I mean, yeah.
Great.
Like I said before, I've heard it plenty with the anti-cheat. So
Yeah. Balancing. We've heard that updates can feel like all nerfs and no buffs. Let's stop there, because that's a great point that has come up quite a lot. Do you guys agree with that? Do you feel like they over nerf and never buff?
I guess I didn't. I mean, now that I think about it, yeah. But to be honest, I actually don't have a big problem with a lot of the balance changes they do. Usually, I actually kind of like them in the long run. Like, initially I'm like, like this is a little annoying, but they usually I've usually seen that they have like an objective in mind, and it's usually positive. So I'm usually a fan. Even the sites, I don't even mind the site ones.
Wow. ACOG?
Yep. Yeah, I haven't minded it.
Yeah. I actually like the direction we're in. I agree. I agree with Troy. I think for the most part, I've liked them. I think the biggest one to note would be the Denari one that happened and then got reverted. That I guess we'll talk about a little bit later. But basically, the big change was about the tripwires. What I call being content creatory, because you're able to sit on the wire, or an LMine block the wire, or a shield, whatever, block it, and then you can get off it and instantly and make it an instant kill. That's a TikTok clip or whatever. There's some cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, why are we taking that's not used in Pro League. Like, it's not broken in any way. That's so just removing fun from the game. Like, make Siege fun again is what I would say. Like, why not?
Yeah, you mentioning it, to me, literally, I read the patch note and I was like, yeah, no one's fucking doing this against me anyways. It doesn't matter. They got rid of it, and then I guess they added it back, or
they are
adding it back.
It's basically back, and again, we'll touch on it a little bit later. But there was patch notes about eventually there's going to be a rework to the hard breachers, which is going to be huge, by the way. But it makes sense if you look at Ace being banned all the time. You're queuing ranked. Who wants to pick Thermite Hibana Mav? Not a single soul. And then we have to.
I was gonna say they've I'm sure they've realized that with how often Bandit Cade are banned as a combo, where it's Cade Mira, and then and the Cade Mira is in response to range breach bans or whatever. The combos of hard breach and wall denial bans. I'm sure they noticed that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think and honestly, it's something that I've realized. I think the maps where you're not doing that, it's a lot more enjoyable because you can get creative.
Yep.
You can get creative with the attacker bans that you throw in. They're a lot cheesier ones. I actually think Border is a great map where it's teams mix in the warden bans constantly, butte bans, smoke bans, or maybe it'll be trap bans. I think Chalet it's a bit, but I think Chalet is one where teams do a zombie castle a lot more. Sorry, got sidetracked by the ban phase talk.
This is balancing. This is literally a part of balancing.
Very passionate about the ban phase.
As you should be.
I will just jump in very, very quick. One small thing that Jesse has noted is just anecdotally, because we don't track numbers like this, but the prevalence of Bandit and Kaid bans have made it so more teams are now just using Black Mirror, like pocket Black Mirrors, to try and take care of Hard Breach, as if she's now like Bandit tricking the wall. Yeah, and which is insane, because like that's not how she should be used. Period. Like I appreciate the ingenuity behind it, but like she's now forced to become this, which just sucks, because like that's not the spirit of the operator, you know?
No, yeah, she's literally wall to now. And I think it like she's with range breach ban, she's actually one of the better ones. She's better than Bandit. If you ban range breach, she's better than Bandit for wall to now, which is crazy. But
not good.
Yeah. But even just to
kind of
finish
cool
off that point though, with like even in ranked and not just talking pro league, like even if we're not banning Mav or Hibana, people don't pick them. They're not fun to play.
Yeah.
Maybe because their guns are not fun to play. So hopefully in this patch we make Siege fun again. Give Hibana the 417. I would play it all day long.
Yeah. I found that out though. I queued ranked with my teammates and I was like, we played labs and we were top 4 first. I'm like, ban Mav. They're like, bro, they're not picking Mav.
They're not picking Mav.
Right.
But why? I mean, obviously, Striker is primarily brought for secondary utility, but everybody runs the M4 on it, and he frags. Like that's Mav's gun.
Well, in ranked, it's just the people aren't gonna try to Mav a wall soft. That's all.
Yeah, you just stick a
because unless you're Maving it soft, it's not worth it. Like you.
What about in the Hungry Hub? Will it be different in the Hungry Hub, or?
I usually go in and ask if anyone knows how to Hibana trick or Mav trick, which I'm not a fan of Hibana tricking, by the way. But
I think
still they don't know. But that's okay. Like you can come learn over at twitch.tv/min.
I would say that if you ain't willing to Mav a wall soft, you aren't hungry enough.
Ooh. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
For people who are not aware, Mav tricking is when you take the blowtorch and you cut the top and the bottom of the reinforcement, and it causes the entire reinforcement to fall away, thus making the remainder of the wall still intact, but now it's soft. You get shot open by anything. Sorry?
And while you try to do it, the entire enemy team tries to blow you up.
Well, yes, also correct. Yeah.
The entire enemy team tries to blow you up.
Jumping out windows. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know who came up with Hibana tricking, but basically it's where you use a couple clusters of her X Kairos in a very similar way, and it also allows you to open up the wall a lot easier. So
yeah, I think it's something that's existed for a bit, but it's just like because of how the bans were before, there was like no need to do it, and now there is, because teams are banning like Thermite Ace or Thermite Nav, where it's like banning Thermite Ace but mirrors up, so it's like, okay, you got to use Hib if you want to get a big breach.
Was it an NA game last week where we saw the triple hard breach ban? It was against OXG, right? It was the OX. I think it was the OXG matchup.
I was gonna say it's almost every game.
Yeah.
They happen
unless you got a cheese player.
Yeah.
It's like Club Labs.
Yep.
Club Labs are the big two. I'm trying to think if there's no Bank. It's pretty common, but it's different reasons on Bank. It's the range breach for the top walls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say Club and Labs are the big ones. Layer a little bit, but I'd say Layer people mix it up more.
I like Layer a lot as a map. I have to say that every time now, because I was such a Layer hater early on that now I need to make up for lost time. So
my favorite.
Okay. Great time for us to now continue on just on the balancing. And we will touch upon a couple of the balance changes that have gone live as of today, because as of a couple hours ago, there was Year 10 Season 3.3 patch went live. So just to finish up what Ubisoft were saying about balancing after they mentioned that all nerfs, no buffs, they basically just said they're going to change up their approach and will prioritize a fun experience, which perfectly aligns with what Mint said about making Siege fun again. One of the things they talked about. Look at that. You've already done it.
I'm sorry.
Promise made, promise delivered, Mint.
Wow.
He said make Siege fun again, and here we are.
I know it's fun for someone like Troy.
Yep. I mean, so that honestly, that was the second biggest nerf I thought to Solis. Honestly, she didn't need all this range. Like, she's got crazy range now.
They hit her on everything. They nerfed every part of her. It was quite excessive.
But it was the prep phase. The prep phase was probably the most broken part.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing that that's gone, because that was just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was stupid. But impacts, I think it's just like it makes sense for a kid.
You're skipping ahead.
Yeah.
You're skipping ahead.
Oh, I went. Okay.
We're
You
still,
go.
we're
You
still,
go.
we're
I'm gonna
still,
chime in.
we're still. Like I'm driving the bus.
You go.
I'm gonna make sure we try to get there as safely as possible, even as you two both fight to yank the steering wheel.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so just we'll quickly go through this and then we can turn our sights towards the patch notes because I think this is a good time to talk about it. So basically what they said was in patch 3.3, which is the one that came out today, that they will be reverting the Denari nerf. We reacted a little too quickly on turning him based on what we saw on the test server. People did kind of panic about him. I think that's worth noting. After he was put on the test server, there were a lot of content creators who said the sky was falling and they immediately hit him with the nerf stick. Which, if an operator is broken, I actually don't mind that. I genuinely prefer the approach where they collect data on a slightly overtuned operator and then just kind of dial the knobs down a little bit. Unfortunately, it seems like Ubisoft, throughout a lot of operator history, they've been very good with this recently, so I will give them credit here. But I feel like there are a lot of times where they will leave an operator too strong for too long and then just blow them up. Instead of just kind of making them a little bit worse, they will completely nuke them, as we saw with Solis. And it frustrates me because it's kind of like the Ella situation where it was like, okay, Ella's a 3-speed with a great gun, with very little recoil, with impacts, and her Guzmat mine makes it so you can't turn as quickly.
But
just get rid of like one or two of those things and she's probably okay. And then they just targeted all of them. And it's like, well, now she's useless. So.
But they made shields good and now she's good again.
Yeah. So. They'll also, in addition to changing Denari around, they're going to make his Glaive 12 a little bit better, which is that 4-bullet side shotgun that he has, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Slug.
Yeah.
That thing sucks.
That thing
Troy
is still
talked about. Well, they're making it better. So, Troy, you talked about this. That Solis will be receiving her impact grenades back to make her more fun to play. We can still see her influence in matches and how people use the shotgun for post-plant situations. Is very similar to actually what we've been seeing Pulse doing recently. Canadian, obviously, you can talk to that, Troy. Because I don't know why I called you Canadian. It's very weird.
Call me the Reaper.
The Reaper MK2. When you play the pool noodle what is it, the M1014 or something like that? Whatever the hell it's called.
That thing sucks. But
yeah, that gun's dog meat. But
can do a little setup now. Can shotgun a hole for you to C4. Not bad. Not bad.
After that change to Solis, they're also, as Mint touched upon, they're going to be changing Thermite, Hibana, and Maverick to make them better. They're going to be giving them buffs. Ace will now have a lot more competition, and if anybody saw like that, the grid that they always do, Ace is one of the most overtuned operators in the game. He really doesn't have any downsides.
Well, it's just he has a sick gun and he has range for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
sick gun though.
How the sickest gun, honestly. How are they gonna make Hibana, Mav, and Therm better? I'm curious.
Well,
so I mean, my initial thought for Hibana is that she's very clunky. So
yeah,
to pull out the launcher,
the most obvious, but yeah,
I would just give it like a buck. Give her an undermounted launcher on her gun and make it so they go off a little bit faster, and then you're off to the races on her. Like the Type 89. The community's kind of split. I like the gun, but I'm not a pro player. But I know a lot of pros who are like, the thing fucking stinks. You run out of bullets after you sneeze. Like, it's terrible. I don't know what you guys think. Some people love it. Some people hate it. But it's like, same issue with Tachanka. To pull out your weapon, to use it, to have to put it away. Like, you're very exposed and very vulnerable. If you have it so it's just like, you just have your gun and you just shoot them and then you just press a button, it's really all you need.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maverick and Thermite, I don't know, because Maverick's been pushed around a lot.
I think.
Yeah.
You can just make it so he because again, the only way you're using Mav is Mav wall soft or to like open a hatch. So the only thing I could imagine is if you make either of the I don't know how they're gonna make Mav and the wall soft faster because they didn't even need to put that in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna leave that. Maybe they'll make it so that you can open a hatch faster. Not sure about that though. Thermite, what can they do other than like
Big Bobby?
I don't know. Third Thermite charge. That's what I was calling Big Bobby Therm.
Big Bobby Therm. That's his name. You don't know the lore?
Of course I don't know the lore. I have a job.
Don't know why, but that's what I used to always call him. Big Bob.
He gets the wall open and gets the job done, man.
But what they could do, little switcheroo with Ace, Ace gets Thermite's gun. Thermite gets the
Yeah,
AK-12.
yeah. I was gonna say overlooked is just guns.
Two birds,
Wasn't
one
there
stone.
wasn't there a rumored like Thermite might have a shield? Open the wall up
I
and
do
might
remember.
entry that, John.
I remember them talking about
It was
that.
like it was when Siege X was getting like teased and announced. I think it was like they said something like that, or like
Yeah.
or there was a clip, or I don't remember.
Now I'm not saying more shields. Okay, I am
Yeah.
a shield guy, of course, but maybe get rid of fuse shield. Maybe therm shield for fun.
I think a big part of why they can't get rid of Fuse Shield is because of his elite.
Ooh.
There's considerations here, unfortunately, because his elite skin, he has the skin on his shield, and if you take paid content away, people will riot. So
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, as far as Mav though, like this is probably an awful take, but like it's first off,
We love those.
Super high skill ceiling.
Yeah.
Right? Like no one you got to be Pablo Picasso with that thing.
No, yeah, like you literally you have to at least once hop in the lab and,
Yeah.
make sure you know what you're doing.
100%. Like what about like preset shapes or something? Like something for the casual like gold Maverick. Like there's just
You got fucking stencils in your pocket.
like something. Like it's so hard to like know what you want to do with that thing. Like
Just
again,
whips out
like...
the knapsack, fucking pulls out a tray of stencils. What kind of breach do you want, guys?
A square? A triangle? Yeah, something. I don't know. I'm just it's so high skill. Like it's got to be something dumbed down in a sense, stupefied. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not the stencil idea, but something.
The only thing I can really think of is that I will say I actually don't like that Hibana and Maverick can de-harden the walls. I think they should remove that and balance them around that. But you think they're going to keep it? That's fine.
Well, I just think if they don't, like, I don't know, there'd have to be a lot they'd have to change, because if they can't do that, the breach bands become insane. Like Therm Ace becomes an insane ban.
Let's say they keep that then. I think a potential change for Maverick that I don't know how it would work is that instead of it falling away and it being the soft wall remaining, it just takes the whole wall down.
So you don't need a teammate.
No, so you can do it yourself. The problem would then be that he would become brutally strong unless you change like how much gas he has or whatever, because it's like you really don't need to use that much to cut the top and the bottom. But I mean, like they've said before when they balance certain operators, they don't want operators who do everything by themselves, right? But then they like originally I remember they'd argued like, oh well, Glass isn't going to get smokes because you want somebody to smoke for him so he can see through it, and then they very quickly reverted that because they're like, no, this is bullshit. You have the stupidest people in the world playing this game that will not do that. So I don't know. Maybe you do it so that it just auto opens the wall, and maybe that's it. Maybe you make it so it's a little bit faster, and then that's it. I'm not sure. But I think Maverick's the hardest one of the three in my eyes to buff without making him broken. Because keep in mind, there's still the people who are like, Maverick is uncounterable.
I'm not sure. It's just the way he's used is, again, unintended. So then I just don't know what they can do.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Kyle looked personally offended when I said that they get rid of that, by the way. Like when I was like, that shouldn't be in the game. They should balance around it. It looked like he was going to yell at me.
Get rid of what? Balance what?
When I said that they shouldn't, like you shouldn't be able to do that. Like obviously it seems like an unintended consequence. Like they should get rid of that. You were like,
I mean, I agree with Troy's point with like, or just the fact that like Hibana shouldn't do that. Mav shouldn't do that. Like Hibana was made for hatches and small holes. Mav was made for just like, what's a word I can say on here? Just a line, just a line in a wall.
What were you gonna say?
Like nothing. Normally, when you play with Tojo, he would just say you just piss on it. So
you can say that.
Okay. Well, hey, I don't know what I can say. I'm learning.
You can say whatever you. I mean, obviously, like nothing that's going to get you banned from Twitch or hurt your street cred. But like, I've said fuck already on this broadcast. We don't have any sponsors as of now, so.
Not after I just said piss.
Yeah, piss is definitely not as bad as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, like, yeah, if you can't get the whole wall open, this game's. I already notice it. I do a little private coaching on the side. I help T2, T3 teams. And people already don't know how to attack. And if they couldn't open walls, holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, the game's going to feel so oppressive. No one wants to hop on shields. I do. But no one else wants to really hop on a shield to entry in or hop on glass or hop on Ying. Like, that's such a niche, very skillful playstyle that you got to enjoy. You got to be sick in the head to
I
want to
agree.
play those ops.
So miserable playing shields, especially in like ranked.
Yeah, but they don't want to.
I
want
think it's
they
a
want
great
ace.
time.
They want ace, man. They want the AK-12.
Yeah.
They want the
I actually
417.
think Blitz and ranked is like as fun as it gets
Oh,
because the
peak?
gap is always there.
You were a
remember-
sick
there's-
human being.
There's no traps. People aren't helping each other. You just get a cam. There's some guy playing solo. You're dead, buddy. Like later. That's literally it. I sit there, I flick cams and prep phase, and I just pick a target.
Yep.
Bad day for you, pal.
All right.
Poor Billy. Just hopping
Yep.
on the game.
Little
just
Billy.
right after a 9 to 5. Troy's just jumping in a window, smoking him.
Let's ban next round.
When we talked about Scump a little bit earlier, I still remember easily one of my favorite tweets of all time, where it's like, in 3 days' time, think about how many like hopeful young children are gonna get Call of Duty, and they're gonna be so excited and fired up, and they're gonna meet old Scump in the lobby, and I'm gonna give them the worst day of their life. And it's paraphrasing. I was like,
right?
yep.
Yeah. That's the best day to play.
Perfect time to shift our eyes to the 3.3 patch notes, which came out today. For those that are watching or listening, we are going to be 2 days behind because our show goes live on all broadcasts Thursday or on all platforms Thursday. So obviously tonight it's Tuesday night. Start with Jaeger because he's at the top. We are boosting Jaeger's secondary options by including a handgun with sights. This change should add versatility to the loadout and a more reliable mid-range secondary for players that want to use the M870 as a primary weapon. So they gave him the P10C, which is Warden and Clash's gun. If memory serves correctly, with the sight on it.
Yep.
Does this
That
change
no one
Jaeger?
uses ever because they both have way better pistols.
Yeah, Warden can
Which-
use the SMG-12, and then Clash has whatever, I forget the name of, or
Which
yeah,
is
or whatever.
Another discussion that we say there's not enough guns in the game, and there's a lot of guns on operators that aren't getting used because they have better ones that are unique to the. Anyway, but yeah,
I mean,
no
this is
one's
true.
Yeah, it's not going to
This is
change
true.
anything with Jaeger.
We talked about this on a show ages ago about like balancing, and it's like, why does IQ have 3 different assault rifles? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, she doesn't have a shotgun. Like, what is going on with the balancing over there? Like, every operator realistically should have like one good like regular gun, whether it be a DMR or an AR, then a shotgun, and they should have one regular sidearm that's like a pistol or a machine pistol if you think they're kind of weak, and then maybe like a small like a bailiff or a super shorty or whatever the hell that shit is that the Italians use, the small one. But
The terrible one?
yeah, it's awful.
Wait, you mean the bailiff?
The bailiff.
The bailiff?
No, sorry, not the Italians. The Spaniards. Whatever the
Oh.
yeah, the mirror and jackal
Mirror
shotgun.
one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, the one you don't
Yeah.
want to have to pull out in a
Yeah.
clutch.
Yeah. I see Will use it. I say it to him every time he uses it because I see him like pull it out and use it for like close range. I'm like, never. Like, I'm never trusting that fucking thing. That thing's awful. That thing is terrible. But
For those unfamiliar with names, Will is Spoit.
Spoit. Sorry.
So
Sorry.
no, that's okay. You can call it that.
Sorry.
I just the audience will hopefully know.
Well, yeah. Well, now they know.
Now they know.
Guys, Spoit got name dropped.
Leaked. I thought
Okay,
Will
so-
was your droning name.
That's true. 2-wheel Willie. That's true.
Sorry.
How do you fix Jaeger then? Clearly they have identified a problem with Jaeger. Now it's kind of funny because he rose up to supplant Wamai for a while after they changed the ADS. Does Jaeger need fixing? Like, what do you
I
think?
was gonna say I think he's pretty solid. Ever since they
Yeah.
made it so that he can stop Capitao bolts. Solid.
And track stingers. He basically he functions the same as the magnet now.
Yeah, I mean the
Yeah.
big one was the cap bolts because
Yeah.
that was like a huge thing before. It was like any spot that you're playing in, it's like you only bring ADSs for it. Okay, just fire the guy.
Rafters in Clubhouse. Jaeger plays up there with 3 ADSs, a single Capitao. Didn't stop it.
Does not
So-
care. Yeah.
Are they? I only think are they trying to help us with shotguns on defense because we lost Fenrir and Legion?
To like
guess-
running it, but like, are you really gonna put a guy on a fucking secondary pistol, like an actual pistol?
What if he had the Glock?
Yeah,
Would it be used?
I agree. I think so.
Because here's the M870, a gun that you never see pulled out,
Well, that's a really good shotgun too.
and it might be
Yeah.
the best. It's really good, but
Yeah.
At close range, it's the best.
there's no, unless you're Kino, but there's no viable secondary. So you
I
never
mean, if you
see
get the
it
Reaper,
used.
yeah. But
But it's not going to change with this one though.
It puzzles me why they've added the Reaper when the C75 exists. And it's like it's terrible.
Alright.
It's fucking awful. But like, why don't you just change it a little bit so it's a little better? Like, this goes back to the point you said. There's a lot of good guns in the game that just are like a small tweak away from being viable, and they just like refuse to use them. Like, I don't get it. Like, the C75 is just sitting there, terrible, never used by any sane person in the game. But it's like, just give it a sight and it's better. Like, why don't you just do that? You talk about how you nerf everything, buff the C75. Like, what? Why not? Like, am I crazy?
well, I don't know how they could really buff it.
A sight, Troy.
Yeah, but they're not going to give it a sight. Isn't that like its
Okay.
whole fucking thing? If they
No,
gave it a
yeah.
sight, that thing would be crazy.
Yeah, turn the damage down.
Statistically, like, it's
Turn the
really
damage
good.
down a tiny bit. Give it a sight.
You would have
Oh,
had
give it
another
a sight,
major
give
if
it a-
that thing had a
yeah.
sight.
There's a lot of things that went wrong. With
Oh
this.
no, I'm with you on that. I'm sorry.
There's a
He's
lot
the
of
one that
things
pulled
went
up the
wrong there.
the gun, man.
Yeah, you got
But it's-
personal, Parker.
But it's a good point. No one. I actually haven't. I don't remember the last time I seen that gun. That's enough. SMG.
I saw it on
12
White
too
Stairs.
broken.
I saw. Okay,
Oh,
like
there it is.
I saw
There-
Spiker
I
use
knew
it not too long ago. Actually,
Really?
yeah. Don't know why.
What operator?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Dokkaebi, bold move. The fuck are we
SMG
doing?
12
Is-
is actually cheating. Like what?
Is it
I'm
possible?
pretty sure I saw
Is it
Spiker do
possible
it.
that he forgot to set his loadout?
That's not a thing anymore. No way you misclick.
I don't know.
Nah.
What's his name used to do that? Chala. That's what Chala
Yeah.
used to run.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that guy's a
For what it's worth, I referenced the C75 independent of the White Stairs incident. I'm glad that Mint brought it back because it
Oh.
honestly was not in it. That's been years ago, brother. I am so over that. Yeah, I hit you with it every now and then because it's funny, but like, I don't care. I just think I look at a couple guns that are in the game and I just wonder, like, why haven't they done anything to these? That's literally it. And the C75 is to me, like, out of all the guns that exist in Rainbow Six Siege, the one gun that I'm always like, why have you not made this viable is the C75. You stick it on a couple operators with an objectively superior secondary than it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why not take it away from them, take it off of Vigil, take it off of Dokkaebi, start giving it to other operators, and then just make a small change. Like, they went out of their way to make the Reaper MK2. And I'm like, you literally could have turned the C75 into the Reaper. Like, I don't understand why. And it's a genuine thing. Like, I don't get it. I didn't mean it as a joke for you. I mean, it
That's a good
works,
point.
but
I
Like,
think
I
I
just-
just had such an iconic moment that they had to retire it.
I
Just hung it up in the rafters.
Do you think
like,
you're gonna get a legacy skin for that one?
maybe not the UMP CZ. That's my gun.
don't you already have 3 guns already? Like, give it up.
He does. He does.
Yeah, I guess I have some skins. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I got a couple.
Literally with your saying on it, it's crazy.
True.
I don't know. I mean, we do call to actions throughout the show, and we haven't really done one so far today. But to the community, I mean, like, if you're watching this and you're one of the people here on YouTube leaving comments, number one, I like all weeks I've been reading all the comments. It's been really good discussion that's been had. But what is the gun that you think needs the biggest buff in Siege? What are the guns, like, other than the C75? There's 50, 60 guns in this game. Like, what else needs a buff, and how would you change it? Like, it's crazy to me how many guns just sit kind of dormant. Like G36 not being ran at all. Like, no real reason to ever.
I saw that boy Citizen running it the
And?
other day. Lost to us. Put on G36C suppressor ACOG.
How'd that work?
Nah, it didn't work well. I literally remember, I saw it and I was like, this guy's in shambles, bro. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Dan still runs it full time on Ash every game. But I mean, look how they're doing this.
One of a
season, so-
kind. He's one of a kind.
Necrox won a world championship with it.
True.
Was he running it though?
I think he was on
I
CTM.
think he was. Yeah.
I think he was on
Probably,
CTM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. That's my boy.
No, but that's a really good point, especially about the C3. I forget about that.
It's
gun,
just like these guns are in the
T36.
game. Fix them.
Or just
right?
give
Like-
them to other operators that might not have
Yeah.
the guns.
Yeah. You guys
Like, what-
forget though, Thorn has it and Callie. Didn't
Callie
mention
has it?
that. Callie and Thorn both have it.
Callie had the other one.
Callie has a better.
Callie has
so that
both.
means-
I was okay. Well, that's
Callie has
why.
both.
So you'll never take it
And
over.
Thorn
the Callie
also
one.
has it.
And
And
Thorn Thorn's pick rate is below zero. So I mean,
forget what-
like,
I think I was watching Brazil and it was like someone picked Thorn and it was like, is this the first Thorn pick? And it was like, yep. I don't know if it was Brazil actually.
Yeah,
I have not
remember
casted
you-
a
No, no,
Thorn.
it was
I've not casted.
It was DZ. And it was because Ella got banned.
Oh, Nate.
So Nave picked
Nave
it
won it.
because Ella got banned. He wanted the
Yeah.
shield and the trap. And I think
Wait,
they already had Denari or something.
humor me for a second here. They're giving the P10C to Jaeger. What if they gave him, in its current state, what if they gave him the C75?
To be honest, so this is what I was even going to say about Jaeger. That pistol he has is already fucking sick. Like,
P12.
yeah, that
Yeah.
Yeah, the
pistol's
GSC9
sick.
pistol's
Like,
not bad.
like
Yeah.
I'm going to run the numbers on it, but I might not be swapping off that thing. Like, I don't think I'm going to be running the P10C. Like, I play Blitz all the time. I can see just fine with that iron sight.
Yep.
Like, yeah. I don't know though.
And Jaeger-
I'll run
Jaeger
the
has-
numbers.
Jaeger's literally has one of the only carbines on defense. No, like that thing is a body
true.
shot machine. Like
Also, well, it's like, not what it used to be, but it's solid. It's solid.
yeah.
They gave it a lot of horizontal recoil. I think that's it. Out of like
Well,
all the
just
guns
like-
in the game, I feel like it is among the most horizontal recoil, which is the hardest for people to control.
Yeah, but even the damage is like it used to be like 40 fucking something.
With an
Now it's like,
ACOG, by the way.
34,
With an ACOG,
35.
yeah.
With an ACOG, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's like 34 or 35 or something.
If they released Jaeger with the launch 416 as a 3-speed with an ACOG, people would probably burn Ubisoft to the
lose their
ground.
fucking minds. Yeah.
People would lose
Yeah.
their goddamn minds. Anything else we need to say about Jaeger before we move on to Bandit?
I
think
believe
he's great.
not. I believe
He's
not.
great.
His pick
I
rate's
think-
pretty
I think
healthy.
he-
Like this, I'm assuming this
Yeah,
is a
I think
change
he's even
intended for
underrated.
casuals.
I think he's even
Underrated,
underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in ranked when people are pushing solo. I mean, in ADS.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
people aren't working together to burn it. Like those kind of operators I think are really good.
No, absolutely not, bro. It hasn't happened in a while, but that has happened to me before in ranked, where it was like someone picked an ADS or something, and I just was like, all right, bro. Like,
What do
because
I do?
I'll do like Ying shotgun, Blitz, Blackbeard, like that's what I run when I play ranked.
You sick.
And when I play Ying shotgun and people have ADSs, it's a chalker. Like, yeah.
You are an ELO
That's
terrorist.
the counter, and
is what
I will
you are.
ban Warden too. by
You're
the
an
way.
ELO
Oh my
terrorist.
will
god,
ban-
you're
I
banning
will
Warden on him?
I will ban Warden,
That's
and
indeed
if you
12
leave
crutches.
the big 3 up, I'm running them.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a
let's-
menace.
Yeah, let's move on to Bandit. So basically, they said that one thing that I hope people have learned now is that if you destroy some of the exterior wall before you reinforce it, it makes it easier to hear on the other side of it because of the way the sound propagates in this game. In order to make that more of a staple of Bandit's play, they have given him the Caritas 357. Again, seems like a very odd gun to give. That's the revolver that was given to the Italians as well, alongside the bailiff, was it not?
Yeah,
I think so.
Wamai has it,
Wamai has it.
and then Meister and Alibi. Yeah.
Does this fix Bandit? Why, like, their goal here is to make it
Fix?
fun. Well, why, like,
Oh,
what
sure.
do you think? What do you
Like,
think is going through their heads when they do this and
to
like
be
the
fair-
Jaeger P10C?
They could just give you a tooltip and say punch the wall.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think you'd be all right. But
I
I
get
mean,
that.
sure. Like,
I think
I personally, like, I never shot the wall. I just punch the wall before I reinforce it, and like,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I can hear just fine. So, but I will say the carrot hose is at least pretty fun, more fun than
It's
the
fun.
P10C, I guess.
Yeah, it's
So
fun.
sure.
I mean, also like, there's a lot of times I pick Bandit because I don't want to play Cade because I don't want the TCSG. Not a fan of that gun. And
You don't like the AUG?
Yeah, but I want to make holes in the wall so I can peek.
So now you can make some
ghost
holes.
Make pressure. The Keratos makes big holes. Big
Yeah,
fucking
true.
holes coming right up. Like it does.
It's true.
Plus, being behind Bo, he has taught me that thing
Yep.
is basically a shotgun. Like that thing is nasty. Especially
I put
hipfire
Bo
to
on
close.
that, bro. I put him on the Deeg.
You did. That thing.
Okay.
Oh, the Deeg Valk on the
I put him on the
stairs?
Deeg, and then he fucking just took
Yeah.
it to another level.
But
yeah.
it's disgusting. It hits hard. I mean, it's fun. Why not? It's fun.
Why do you think we see so little of it then? Is it just because the operators don't? I mean, with Wamai, you always use the MP5.
Well,
You get the
when
bailiffs
people
with the
play
two
Wamai,
Italians.
they use the Keratos. Yeah.
They're just
Well,
not
yeah,
doing-
they,
you're not
you'll
using
see
it.
people-
but
No, but like they'll literally use it. Like you'll see people when they're playing Wamai, they'll get kills with the Keratos a lot because you'll use it like close range. I mean, the last one I can think of, JV had like some crazy clip in like club rafters, and I remember I think he got 2 or 3 of them with the Keratos.
Of course he did.
I mean, that was a bit ago. That was like a couple months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was post EWC or not, but yeah, a little bit ago. But yeah, I mean, and then other than that, it's like what Alibi's like almost never picked, so you're not going to see it.
Well,
And
we
vice
saw
versa,
we
you're
saw
gonna-
a
and
ton
vice
of
versa, you'll
her.
run the bailiff.
We saw a ton of her in NA this last
sorry.
week.
You're gonna run the bailiff either way.
I'm
Yeah.
a fan of Alibi. Alibi's back,
No, yeah, she is. I think so.
but the bailiff.
It's because you're running the bailiff either way on both her and Meister. I don't know why. Yeah, to run the bailiff. So
The reasoning from Ubisoft, by the way, because I asked you to speculate, Ubisoft's official reasoning was that with the Keratos, it will give him his own openings on exterior walls, enhancing his self-sufficiency and reducing reliance on teammates. Which I don't think is wrong. I think both of those are spot on. I think it's just if it's a good gun, if it's a good secondary, it's a good secondary. Do you think that having the Keratos will now push Bandit in a direction where he might run the M870 more? You think you still take the MP7?
MP7's sick.
MP7 is sick.
Yeah,
He used to have an ACOG as well.
Very true.
the fact that the SMG 11 had an ACOG is just ridiculously silly too, for what it's worth. The pocket rocket, that thing was incredible.
Bloodbath would run around with that thing. That was the best SMG 11 ACOG play I've ever seen in my life.
That's a name that very few people, I suspect, that watch this show will remember. But I'm glad you have that.
Wait, that's one of the casters you missed.
Yo, you are absolutely right.
What
You
the
forgot.
fuck, man? Oh, I just lost focus now. Fuck.
Bloodbath stopped casting in
Sean Rosenbaum, by the way.
Bloodbath stopped casting. Can you get in focus?
What do I do?
Put your hand up a little bit farther away and then just hold it. Not yet.
There?
Maybe a little closer.
Wait.
It's focusing on your monitor.
Yeah.
We're having technical difficulties, everybody. Troy is trying to focus his camera. He gesticulated. There you go.
Can I turn the monitor back? Will it
Try.
shock it? All right, let's go.
Good.
We got it. His last cast was in 2017. So like when I was talking about the people that the NA League has lost, it's when we have been the NA League, which was 2020. He was 2.5 years.
You forgot about Emzo. Forgot about Panky.
Emzo never casted the NA League either. Panky never casted the NA League. Punji Stick never casted the NA League.
Man,
Did he? Also, shout
Panky
out
quit before I casted. Panky was done when I joined.
Yeah.
Oh, way before.
Yeah. Panky's last cast was early 2017. I joined September 2017. Just hit 8 years.
Oh my God, you're
rookie numbers.
My first Rainbow Six Pro League cast in Poland was over 8 years ago. How insane is that?
Poland. Wow.
Rookie
Also,
numbers, I said.
I heard you throw a smack the booty in the podcast the other day.
Did you?
I yelled
EU
in the
game or
cast.
something?
It was I was smacked the booty at some point. I like to bring this stuff back. If Coastline was still on, I'd hit a Lamborghini doorway every now and then.
Lamborghini doorway. That will never.
Jar is gonna go bye.
That one will never go away, bro.
I just
what
remember
a legendary
when
call out.
I heard that one, and everybody's like, "The fuck is Lamborghini doorway?" I will say, we say like I mean, a lot of people dogged on Bloodbath for some of the things he said, and I don't think it was entirely deserved. I actually think, unironically, Lamborghini Doorway is a fantastic call. I love it. I think it's great. It immediately conjures the imagery that you need to conjure. Like, it's perfect.
Yep.
So, and I would gladly still use it if Coastline was fixed and was in the map pool. Let's move on to Solis, because we are all pals here, we are taking the scenic route to get to our topics, which is fine. Solis, basically, they made her better all across the board. Her Specchio sensor now, the detection range has been increased from 12 meters to 20 meters. The overclock duration was 10 seconds. It's now been set to 15 seconds. And the minimum Specchio charge to activate, which used to be 50%, meaning you have to wait for it to get back to 50%, or you turn it back on, is now 25%. And they gave her impact grenades. Now, if the main argument was that they nerfed Solis too much, do you guys think this is too much of a buff for her? Do you think it's going to make her show up a lot more frequently than before?
Yeah, probably. I don't think
bad?
it's like. I think it's. I mean, I think it's like a little unnecessary. I don't think. Like, I think you would have gotten the same spike in her pick rate, basically, as long as you gave her impacts, you would get like a pretty similar spike. I'd say the only other one is like the range, and you probably don't need to do as much as they did. I think giving a little boost to the range wouldn't have been bad, but I mean, what is it? 20, 25?
20 meters. It was 12. They've
But
almost
still,
doubled
that's
it.
like still, yeah. So I don't know if they needed to do that much. I think the biggest
20
one's the
meters is crazy,
impacts.
by the way. Pulse is 9 meters.
And IQ is
Yeah.
20, right?
Yeah,
think so.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that on a cast today. Yeah,
Today, yeah, exactly.
I think it was Ace. He was talking about IQ
Ball knowledge.
scanner and pulse scanner range.
Ace knows ball.
He knows balls, yeah.
Ace knows ball.
That's a baller right there.
Not the player and not the operator and not the action of getting all 5 kills. The caster. Just in case
All of
anybody's
those
confused.
are ball, though.
All Ace.
You know, like getting an ace is nice. The guns, the operator's nice.
Will having 4 4Ks in the match the other day is one of the most outlandish shit I've ever seen in my life. How does he get deprived of an ace on 4 separate opportunities?
Because we ain't talking about aces. We're talking about wins. I didn't even know he had them until I tuned into the cast and you guys wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Will didn't mention it. That's
You
my
guys think
guy.
I
Wouldn't
host-
shut
you
the
guys
fuck
think I-
up about one of the most.
Will no
Hold
shadow
on.
play on. Will no shadow play on. That's my guy.
Okay,
Woo.
so why would we, when we're trying to run an entertaining broadcast, highlight one of the most absurd statistics that has ever happened? Why
You
would we
piece
talk
of
about that?
shit.
Yeah, how dare we? How dare we highlight the extraordinary? We should only talk about the unextraordinary.
Yes.
Do we think
Like,
pro comms though, or
When I
like
sit on a cam.
I got an ace, guys, let me get it every single time?
I mean, to be fair, that definitely
it does happen
happens.
every once in a while. I will say yes.
It just depends on the person. Will is not like that. That's not how he it's not how he comes.
Yeah.
Although if he's on stream queuing up some ranked, that is how he comes.
In my defense,
Different man.
Different, yeah.
in my defense, when we have players like Spoit, and if you listen to the cast, which I know you seldom do, but if you listen to the cast, you would hear. You've told me that you mute every time I speak. So
No.
Wow.
You know I exaggerate.
I know. But
Yeah.
we do say that, like when we're talking about ace hunts, because we talk about the things that are immediately accessible to the viewers, and somebody getting an ace is an incredible moment for the viewers, and it's entertaining and it's fun, and it doesn't happen all that often. So of course we're going to give it a little bit of larger spotlight. But with somebody like Spoit, I vaguely remember, and people can fact check me here in the comments, I vaguely remember being like, a player like Will does not give a shit if he gets all 5 kills. All he cares about is that his team wins and they win the round. And that's it. And I know that there are some guys who are like, give me the kill, give me the kill. And then there are other guys where it's like, oh, cool, I got it. Like, great job, Will, you got a 4K that round. He'd be like, oh, did I? Like, so we do go out of our way to be like, a lot of players don't care about this, but the audience cares about it, so we talk about it.
No, I mean, of course.
You
I'm just
skewer me on our show.
I'm just giving you shit, man.
Good defense.
Right?
You know what I
Yeah.
have heard though, Troy?
The
There was a game on Cafe. I think you were shooting. Which, by the way, this whole playoffs you were shooting.
You were
I've
shooting,
been
dude.
shooting lately. I have
You've been
shooting.
lately.
Ambi was like 0-4 at this point.
Ooh.
And I think I heard something like, why is Troy on Montaigne? Why is Ambi not on Montaigne? Troy's shooting. And it's like, that's
how it
just,
works.
pro teams don't just pass around Montaigne. Just, oh, you're not fragging today? Get on the shield.
No,
like,
that is not always true. We literally saw Astralis do just that when Iconic was not getting a single kill in the Charlotte Major. They threw him on shields.
No, that was probably Dave's idea. Iconic's idea. Like he
I'm not
probably,
saying, I don't care whose
he
idea
probably
it
was getting shit on and was like, bro, let me run the blitz or whatever.
Which
like
he was.
He played Monty, and he did get shit on. He was getting shit on.
especially
You guys smoked him.
It was probably his idea though.
Sure.
No,
Same thing
definitely.
with Bay on.
Bro, like you
Montaigne.
saying that to a teammate is like insane. Like,
dude, if you can
check
get
tab.
promoted,
This guy's 0-4. Like, bro, okay, get on Monty, buddy.
who was it that said that about Ambi? I hope to God it wasn't me, because I never in a million years would be
It was
like.
a cafe game. I forget which one. I don't think it was you though.
There's no way I would do that unless it was a joke, because I have some of an idea of how this game is played.
Would be joking. Yeah, I know you would be joking.
But I mean, like, if you can get promoted to Doc, you can get demoted to Monty. That's just the way that I see it. This is
sick.
It's a ladder, man.
True.
You know,
I think Andy
like,
be nasty at Montaigne. I'm just saying.
By the way, speaking of, the only two defenders that were not played globally this stage were Doc and Thunderbird, both of which omitted from this current patch.
Doc was an ACOG, and that was it.
Look
when in doubt, cog it out, baby.
Look at a Rooney's pick rate. That's the new Doc Mins.
Yep. A Rooney 2-brow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thunderbird hasn't won since we won the Charlotte Major.
Yep.
On tellers.
I remember interviewing Bolo for something about how to use Thunderbird, and he's like, you just put two of them down, then you just run around with the third and heal yourself. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's pointless. Like, we did it because Pamba's favorite op was Oryx, and well, for us, Nick's favorite op was Thunderbird, but whatever. We just gave Nick Andre Thunderbird, and gave Pamba Oryx.
Brought the guns,
and then we just brought, and then Pamba could do all the setup because he could run through every wall, and then you just get healed by the Thunderbird. So then we could bring whatever we wanted. So that was it. That was literally it. It was like that was our setup for like if shit wasn't working, that's what we would do. It'd be Rob go Oryx and Nick go Thunderbird, and then like we would just pick the other bullshit of like what we think would be good.
Is that the Shaiko Yana break glass in case of emergency on your team?
Yeah, that was our equivalent. We played
Rook Doc.
Yeah, back in the day. That was it. Yeah.
When shit's getting serious, hop on the Rook Doc.
Yeah, like Parker said, when in doubt, cogs out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was something that the meta breaker himself, Talon, said.
Oh my god, the meta breaker.
On a CCS broadcast like 9 years ago, when he's like, you know what, when in doubt, you cog it out, and it's like, I mean, it works, right?
Yep.
Not wrong.
Another call to action, just so we can keep up our comments, which people are doing a great job of. Obviously, with Doc and Thunderbird both being pretty substandard operators, from a pro perspective, do you think they need to see changes from a pro play perspective, or do you think they're fine because not all operators need to be played at a pro level? What do you think? Tell us in the comments down below. And if so, if you think they need to be changed, how would you change them? Frankly, we can talk about this on another point in time, but we are
going bus driver.
Yeah. Okay. All aboard. Denari, after statistical analysis and player feedback on Denari, we've decided to revert some of the changes from previous patches. We can admit that they might have been done too hastily. So we have reverted the damage change and reconnection delay. In addition, the Glaive 12 has not performed the way we expected, and it is receiving a package of buffs to make the weapon more viable in gunfights. Troy, you said it was dog shit. Well, let's see if it makes it better.
I wasn't even thinking about gunfights. The holes, bro. Like,
it's not intended to make rotates.
Oh, really? Okay, well then, yeah, good buff, I guess, because now
that's what they say.
Now you can use it to kill people, because before you couldn't use it for anything. It was just like
it's to help your lasers connect. I think that's literally it. Which you could do that with the Karatos, I guess.
Ah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
So they even touch on this in the very next paragraph. They say, We've also taken in and understand feedback about its ability to create rotation holes feeling tedious. While slug shotguns can be used for rotation holes, the Glaive 12's primarily complements Denari's trip connectors for precise lines of sight, footholes, and head holes. So here are the changes that they made. The trip connector laser now deals 20 damage. The trip connectors reconnect instantly after having their line of sight blocked. That doesn't seem like an insignificant change. As for the Glaive 12, they've increased its damage by 4. It was at 63. It goes up to 67. Damage range drop-off has increased up to 15 meters to match other slug shotguns. That means that the damage drop-off doesn't come as quickly, which means you can shoot people and do more damage at longer range. They have improved recoil and first shot recoil on both PC and console. The ammunition was increased from 29 to 44. That seems like a tremendous amount. And hipfire accuracy was increased to now match other slug shotguns. Troy, you still hate it.
I mean, if it can't make rotates, I don't care.
Yeah.
Unless you're sniping people. If you're sniping people, then maybe I care. But
Well-
that doesn't sound like you're about to start like mapping people with it. So, yeah, not impressed.
I want to hear from Kyle.
That's
Yeah.
Kyle's not a pro anymore. He brings a new set of eyes. He brings the cringe lord content creator side of things. Is he a fun operator now? Don't frown at me.
Well, one, I want to say, why do they improved recoil and first shot recoil, PC and console?
I don't know why they say both. Is there a system
Is
in
there
which
a
we
s-
play that it didn't?
Yeah.
It's
Did they
on the
not fix it on
Nintendo
the
Switch. It's
Switch?
still terrible. Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
still
saying.
terrible second shot recoil on the Switch. The
So sorry,
Ouya,
Switch users.
the
Sorry. about that.
Ouya, or whatever it was called, the Google Stadia.
My problem with it is you just got no time. There's like what 7 of these
Yes.
things, plus a shield, plus someone wants to make you to like because you're not supposed to make a rotate, but like let's be honest, you probably want to make one, and you want to reinforce some walls. Like there's just no goddamn time. So for me, it's not fun because of that reason. I have to be like playing in Hungry 10 Mins, where I tell people, hey, reinforce. I'm gonna set up the traps. That's about the only way that it can get done. So. I mean, I'm kind of with Troy. Like, it's a niche operator, which I'm okay with having niche operators, by the way. I also think it's fantastic for shields. I also think there's maps that it's better on, like Chalet and Consulate, for example. We see it a lot. And also, whoever came up with the stair tech, I'm going to credit Bolo for that, I'm guessing. I don't know who it was, but I think, it's incredibly niche, but my biggest problem is the setup is so long. It's just so long.
This is unrelated to Denari. Helby tweeted this ages ago, and I think Pojo kind of piggybacked off it, where they said, like, just give every defender the bailiff. And
Sure.
like to help do site setup. Because let's be frank, the bailiff sucks ass in gunfights. I mean, you can spam it, whatever, and maybe get a kill.
Unless your name's Stompin'.
Correct.
Have you seen that guy versus NIP
I
on
was
blue
gonna
stairs?
say,
He like two-shotted someone at the bottom of stairs.
That one's not that bad. The Malusi Mira Jack one, that one sucks.
Yeah, that one's terrible.
Give everyone
But
that
the bailiff, because you can at least shoot it fast. Like you're good for one.
Yeah. I mean, but not really the purpose here. But I mean, if you did do that,
yeah,
just as a nice fun thought experiment here, how much does this unshackle the SAS operators? Does it change loadouts? Do we see more diversity in defenders? Because the Reaper MK2 has done a pretty decent job of changing things up. All of a sudden, pulse shotgun's back. All of a sudden, sledge shotgun is back. Like, these are things we didn't see. Suddenly, they now matter. Like, could we see if every operator, at least say like maybe half the defenders just got like the bailiff for site setup? How much of an impact do you think that has on certain operators, and how much do you think it does to help the defenders get freed from the meta?
It's hard to say. I think it's map dependent because like mutant smoker is still good ops regardless. It's almost like a bonus that they help with setup. I feel like because like the sites that smoke's good on, like he's gonna still be good on.
Mm-hmm.
And mute is like for Deimos, Grim, Doge, droning. Like it's gonna be good either way. You have a nitro. Like
Yeah.
Obviously, like the kit of having a shotgun, fucking super nice too. But I don't know. Like the only way you're gonna get those out of the meta is if they didn't have the shotgun, like they'd still be picked regardless of if there's more options without them. But
I don't know. I
I
don't know
don't
if I necessarily agree with that. I mean, you could lower the range of the mute jammers. You could like shrink the cloud of gas for smoke and find ways to balance them with the gadgets. You could
but, like,
nerf them.
But why?
Well, no, I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying like
taking away our fun.
Yeah.
that's the opposite of what they want to do. Actually, I am firmly aligned with them. I want the siege to be more fun. No, I was just
Then why are
saying.
you talking about nerfing mute, huh?
I wasn't talking about nerfing you. What I said was that you said that they would still be brought because they're shotguns, but there are other levers that they can pull, right? It's not just that they have a shotgun. Like they could take the SMG-11 away from mute again, and it would probably put him back in purgatory. Yeah. Like
my boy Mute, make him back to 2-speed, man.
Like, I love the SAS operators. I think the SAS operators are rad. Like Smoke is my favorite operator by a country mile. Like, and I don't think they need changes. I'm just saying, like, if
everyone had a bailiff, I mean,
could.
I think what it would affect the most is like the trap ops you're bringing, probably.
Yeah.
Because like no matter what, you want like some level of info and traps, and like if your setup's always going to be able to be done, then it's like then you kind of have your pick of them, and like I don't know, what are you picking? Probably. I guess it depends. At that point, it's like it depends on what the map and what you're going against, stuff like that. Like Legion is, people are picking Legion every time again. Probably.
Do you guys miss Legion? I'll let Kyle talk here, unless you wanted to weigh in on the other topic before we jump to Legion.
I mean, I make the game fun again, but like I don't know, the bailiff. I'm just gonna pick Ella every time because shields are so goddamn strong, and if I can make my own site setup with Ella, that's just crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't miss Legion. I think there's a lot of T5 crutches out there. I'm talking to you, ranked players, watching this. I think there's a lot of people out there that just crutch on the T5. I think that's the best gun in the entire game, and they'll still pick it.
It's a good gun.
I mean, once Shaiko started using it every round, I mean, we had a stint with Pamazu wanted to use it every single round too. Like, it's a great gun. It's phenomenal. Yeah, it's a phenomenal gun. I don't know. I personally, maybe it's a hot take, but I kind of like that they bounce around guns at certain times because I think it does make it more fun and exciting.
That is a hot take.
Yeah, I'm sure it is because we don't see Legion and people complain, oh my god, what are we gonna do with that Legion? But like, we're fine. We got other stuff. We're fine with Ella. If you really want to run Legion, go ahead and run Legion. We're fine with that. Ella can't make anything. I mean, you got impacts, cool, but
yeah.
Impacts aren't even made for rotates anymore. They're made for throwing at shields.
I wish they would bring that back. I personally do wish they'd bring that back.
Bring which back? The damage to shields, or the fact that they were used for?
Well, it was like how much it stunned it, and
just every like we buff shields and nerf impacts. I swear, in like the same patch. It was like
I think it was
kind of crazy.
They nerfed impacts because they didn't like that they were being used for like gadget denial. They didn't like they were being used to like thrown and like blow up like exothermics and X-Kairos and stuff like that. But they also didn't like that they were being used as like damage for shields. That the devs argued, right, that it was never intended for that. So they wanted to align it more with their vision, which is fine at the end of the day. Like, as much as we might gripe with something, the devs have an idea in mind, and it's really up to us to either be okay with it or, protest it, as people are doing right now with some of the SaveSiege stuff. But I mean, I get it. I remember the firestorm that came about with the shields, and then when they nerfed the impacts, like, shields were already too strong, and now you're taking away one of the best things that we have against them. What are you doing? Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm. It was like, especially right when I think Recruit came out, and then we were all theorizing with the new, what's not Striker,
Sentry.
We were all theorizing like, oh, you're just gonna bring impacts and C4 and be the shield counter, like yourself. You just literally could take down Monty by yourself, but definitely was not really the case. I mean, you could do good damage to it, but also with like planting, the whole shields can like just stop an explosive. I literally watched an M80 game where Kino threw a C4 right on the planter, and it was Monty planting, and it was like underneath the shield as he's planting backwards, and somehow Monty tanked it. It was like, I don't know. Again, I love shields more than anybody out there probably, but there's some things that are like they're pretty goddamn strong.
I would agree.
Any operators that you think they missed the boat on? Any operators that need nerfs? Any operators that you think need buffs before we
Rook.
move? What did you say, Rook?
Rook.
How do you buff him?
He's got a
maybe
Reaper barrel.
you
He's
think
got a
he needs a
Nitro.
nerf.
Oh, no. I knew the Reaper was coming. I mean, here's the thing. Rook, so you said Thunderbird and Doc. Like, you can get play with those in rank because people want to heal, people want chip
Yeah.
damage, and not everyone can hit headshots. Like, we're not all pros. We're not Troy, right? We can run around, heal up ourselves. But Rook is like, what are we picking up sweaters for? There's no nades from below.
Yeah.
Like these sweaters do literally nothing. Sure, you got the Glock. That's great. You can run around with the Rook shotgun if you want, but like, and you got a C4. Yes, you got a C4, but
What?
I don't know. I
What
feel
if
like the
you're-
sweaters need like to be like some kind of like Call of Duty tack jacket or something, like reduced explosive, like something.
I've heard that fix
What
quoted
if-
before.
You're immune
Uh-huh.
to a shield punch or two.
Well, there you go. I don't know. Something like that. I just feel like they have to be used for something.
Blackbeard tries to run you down. Jokes. I got a sweater.
Yeah, like I got a sweater. That thing just, I don't know.
It's just like it's got David Goggins on it. And it just says "Can't hurt me."
David
Yeah.
Goggins.
That'd
I
be
mean,
sick.
hey, it's not as ridiculous. I had like a fire suit. Like you put a Capital can't hurt you because you're in your little fire suit. But like that would be way too strong. You're just running through
Yeah.
fires on defense. Like that would be
I remember
ridiculous.
that first conversation also came about as like a Warden substitute, right? Where it's like Warden is immune, obviously, to concussions and flashbangs and stuff like that when he has his gadget. And then it's like, well, what about grenades? And I remember when the grenades from below were so prevalent, that's when that whole Rook thing
Yeah.
took flight. When it's like, well, if you bring Rook, then you can't get naded from below, which they just fixed the issue by making it so nades don't function that way. And honestly, like, I was one of the naysayers. I hated the nade changes at the time. I actually am totally fine with it now. Like,
Good
I-
riddance.
yeah,
Good riddance.
I'm very fine with it now. I didn't like it at the time because I felt like it was taking away some of the creativity of the game, but it got to a point where I was like, look, you either got to get rid of yellow pings or you got to get rid of nading from below, because it's just like both of them together it's oppressive. You can't counter it. It's unenjoyable. You want to make Siege fun? That kind of shit's not fun. So like, you know, yeah, Rook is an interesting one. I don't really know what you can do to him. I will say, I think you guys are being a little bit too, not dismissive, but like ignoring the fact that like a good 50% of the people who play this game are downing their opponents. And Rook has withstand. Like, go watch low tier, like ranked Siege, and most of the time that you're getting downed, you're not getting confirmed. Like, people cannot aim. You know, Troy once called it kneecap elo, like wristless elo, where like guys are shooting your feet. Rook vests just get people back up. It gives you a second life in the game. I think that's really quite strong. From probably like plat on down, you're going to see a lot of people playing them. Unless you're talking about buffing them just in a pro sense, or maybe it was a general sense. I think when we do these kinds of things, we need to say, who is this targeting?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think Rook is kind of bad. So I would like to see him and Doc get some kind of nerf. Maybe give them ACOGs. You know?
Jeez.
I don't know if they've ever tried that. But
Sure.
Sure.
We're back.
Yeah. I mean, I would have said for the general, but at the same time, Rook is probably like, if we made a tier list right now, if someone brand new was about to play the game, we would probably say hop on Rook. I mean, that's usually been the thing because it's so easy. You literally just put down your armor and go be Rook. So
he puts it on himself now as well. You don't even have the opportunity to forget
that's
to put
right.
it on.
you're right. You automatically get your sweater.
You auto put it on, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I am a big proponent of like I am okay with things like not even being good at a pro level. Like it could be niche, it could be fun. Cabs, you can run around. I don't care. Like, I mean, Cab's actually nasty, but I don't. We have so many operators in the game, and because we're saying like I trust the devs. I think the game is gonna be going for a long time. Still, we're gonna have so many more operators. It's perfectly okay that not everybody is like just nasty. Like that is perfectly okay with me.
I said this about Castle way
I
long
agree.
ago, where there was an argument that was going on about trying to buff Castle. And then there were all these things about like, well, you should make it so like, you know, it folds away when a teammate goes near it, or like blah, blah. And I'm just like, I remember doing a stream from my first apartment in Poland being like, not every operator needs to be good on every site, on every map at all times. Like, it is okay to have operators that are very good on 1 or 2 sites on like half of the maps. That is fine. That is healthy. I think if you try to make every operator viable at all times, what you're ultimately going to do is you're just going to create a bunch of super busted ops that are applicable just about everywhere that are going to dominate the meta. Like, and I mean, right now the meta is actually pretty healthy. Like, frankly, like if you go and you look at some of the operator pick rates and the operator ban rates, like ban rates obviously skew things a little bit, but operator pick rates are pretty good. We're honestly in an okay spot, I think, from an esport perspective when it comes to operator pick rates. Now, Ubisoft did show that like data matrix or whatever, and it shows that like Ash and like Sledge and I think like Deimos and like Ace are like super crazy busted and ranked, but like that's ranked. Like again, like I don't know how much we can judge like esports and ranked on like the same page. I just don't think you can do that. So, but I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I think it's good when operators have their use cases, and the use case doesn't need to be all the time. Gentlemen, last thoughts before we move over to our last topic, which is ranked, and then we're going to jump into the leagues because we are way behind.
Yes. Let's go, bus driver.
That is okay. Okay, so ranked 2.0 was supposed to be this big change that everybody was excited for, and I think the general consensus across the board, and another call to action for you here. Chat, if you want to jump in and talk about rank 2.0 and your experience and all that jazz, please feel free. But are you a hater? Are you an enthusiast? Basically, they said that rank 2.0 hasn't hit the mark yet. They're working on major changes. There will be matchmaking updates to start in season 4, with more meaningful updates on the way. Season 4 will probably be around the Munich Major in November, so that's my guess. Year 10 season 4 matchmaking will get more specific with your rank and your squad size factored in. We are actively developing what we call ranked overhaul with the objective of offering visible ranked reward progression as well as a visible skill progression. Player consultations are in progress with this new system. We'll be running workshops during the Munich Major to further refine the design, and we aim to have the ranked overhaul live in the first half of year 11. Immediate gut shot. Troy, you first. Rank 2.0. Did it work? Do you like it? Yes or no?
I wouldn't say it worked. I don't
That's
know.
an
I
answer.
don't play ranked, man. I don't play ranked.
Yeah,
But it didn't work. It's the same thing. It's like the same thing. Actually, no. It's worse. It's worse. Because you used to get better games. You used to get better games when you queued ranked. Like I remember it used to be like you would play against, the 5 stacks late at night and stuff like that. And for me, like when I queue up ranked, like if I queue up ranked at the start of the season now, which I think it was like last season I actually got champion, which was like the first time in like God knows how long.
It's a big accomplishment for you.
Yeah, I didn't run into cheaters though, so it happened. Thank you. This season not so much. Ran into cheaters, so yeah. But yeah, didn't play like honestly. A lot of time you just play fucking bums. Queue up and you play some fucking bums. So
Kyle was afraid about saying the word piss. And here you are just knocking that wall down. Good for you.
Also, continue.
I'll fucking swear. I'll say anything.
You wait till I start talking again.
Yeah, it's not great. I think it was like the MMR, hidden MMR, whatever it is. The ranked system, not great.
Just to chime in here for a second, I think this is a relatively easy fix. They made it so that like your skill in the rank that it displays is not the same, and I'm just like, it's just such an obvious thing that's gonna piss people off, right? Like, just align them. Like, oh, like I'm in a lobby now with all coppers and they're dogging on me, and it's like it just like show what their hidden MMR is. Like, who fucking cares? Like, if they're like a diamond level player, like I'm playing ranked, I'm playing in one of my like it's not placement games because those don't exist anymore. But like I'm playing like my 4th ranked game of the year, and I'm like I've got guys that I'm playing against that show as coppers, and then they're running around with like champ charms, and I'm like, okay, man, like I get it, but like I'm also not a champ level player. Like it just like make it reflect where they've been or what they are like, and then you get rid of a lot of this frustration. Obviously, then people will be pissed, be like, "Why am I in a lobby with a champ?" And it's like, well, that's where you're going. And it sounds like honestly, that's what they're going to do when they said they're developing the ranked overhaul with the objective of offering visible ranked reward progression as well as skill progression. They're going to try to show you that yes, they are currently a bronze, but they actually are like a champ level player. That is my hope that they do, because I think that will ease a lot of frustration.
That's not here. He probably plays the most ranked out of all of us. But isn't there literally a overlay that you get and it tells you what their actual hidden MMR is?
That's like Overwolf or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or like exactly. The R6 tracker.
So like most people that play ranked seriously, at least, I do agree there should be
Yeah.
something in the game already for it. That way,
Yeah.
the ease. But there technically is something if you don't want to be frustrated about being in a champion lobby.
Yeah.
But for me, the big one I think out of this is the rank and squad size factored in. Because does that mean what we all like? If I queue with the 5-stack, am I going against a 5-stack? Is this that 5v5 that we've been asking for? Because is it really fun as a solo to queue up and then boom, you're against a 5-stack? Like that's not fun. Or at least make me less punished for it, like the Hungry Hub.
Yeah.
at least make me less punished. Like it's not my fault I just queued into a 5-stack at 3 in the morning. Maybe twos, a duo queue with other duo queues. That's great. Trio queue, whatever. That's the thing that I'm looking most excited for. And we better call it rank 3.0 if that happens.
I don't think we need to do that. I think they should just call it like ranked. Can we just like ranked was in beta for like 9 years.
True. That's all. Yeah.
And then they took it out of beta and called it ranked 2.0. And now it's going back into beta.
Yeah.
A question for you guys. An obvious no-brainer here, and surely Siege has the player base to support this, because the main argument is always queue times, etc. But like, surely we have the player base to do what most games do, where you have like a solo queue ladder or a duo ladder, and then you have like a full team ladder. Would you guys be more compelled to play ranked if there was a game mode where at most you could only duo queue? Would you be more compelled to play it if they did like a team queue versus like a solo duo queue? Like, would you actually play it, or would you still stay with the Hungry Hub?
I'd play it. I mean, I'd play it because
mine's all down to cheaters. So
yeah, that's also
yeah.
Yeah.
In a world without cheaters, yes.
In theory, this might also lower boosting though. Like if you cheat, because then it would be like you'd only be able to do one at a time.
Yeah,
because
not getting your bread.
Yeah, and let's be frank. The one thing that most of these games don't have is like a thriving team queue. Like if you go look at these games like Flex Queue and stuff like that, where you can queue like with 3, 4, 5 people, those are often the least played of the ranked systems. People want to play like solo and duo and grind. And it's like, are you going to be paying a ton of money to get boosted to like boosted in a game mode that nobody gives a shit about? Like probably not. Like you have to work a lot harder, and that could have some positive effects to slow down cheaters. You know, like where one guy will literally get 5, like him plus like 4 people in one lobby. That won't really be possible anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it'd be good.
I think the big issue with a game like Siege is that it is like the perfect storm of requirements of teammates, and a lot of teammates just simply refuse to buy into that, right? Like in Siege, there needs to be like a shared like experience and shared values with like the way that you go about a bomb site. Like fuck, I'll play in high plat, and I'll go to do like a really default rotate that every pro team does. Like say for example that one wall like leading to rafters into CCTV in Clubhouse. And then somebody will be like, dude, why are you doing that? And I'll be like, well, it's a rotate so we can play rafters. And then they will literally say to me in like high plat, like diamond-esque elo, yeah, but now it allows them to get into the bomb site faster. And it's just like,
they're not wrong.
I mean, technically they are correct. If there's nobody guarding it and we have opened all the doors and walls, they will get in faster. But you know, they're not really engaged.
Cache?
Sorry?
Are we talking on cache bomb site?
Yeah, the cache CCTV bomb site.
I would say there's not really a rotate there anymore, Parker.
No, there isn't. I was using this example from months, from like years ago,
Okay.
But like, I remember being on stream. It was during COVID, so it would have been like 3-4 years ago. And I just remember doing it. The guy's like, no, nobody does this. And I was like, brother, I'm not trying to ego you here, but like, I watch pros do this all the fucking time. Believe me, it is done. And then the guy's just like, well, we're not pros. And I'm like, okay. But it's like, we're the same rank, him and I. But clearly our understanding of the game is different. And then how many times will you guys queue into a ranked game and nobody on your team talks? Or you'll get a guy who spawn peaks 3 rounds in a row and dies every time and provides 0 value to the team. It is very challenging for matchmaking to fix that, right? Like, part of that is incumbent upon the players to fix themselves. But then, human, like your own selfish need, like human desire kicks in, and it's like, well, dude, I want to have fun. I want to spawn peak with the boss G every round. You can't tell me how to play this game. And it's like, you're right, I can't. But at the end of the day, like, you don't actually get to play the way you want because there's 4 other people who rely on you playing optimally, or at least not suboptimally. So it's like, how do you as a matchmaking system factor that in where it's like, we lose that game because it is effectively a 4v5, like, and I get punished for it. And it's like, but I did everything I could and I lose. A matchmaking system needs to be able to factor that in, right? And I think a lot of frustration is that people assume the matchmaking system doesn't do that. So how do you fix that? Can rank 3.0 fix it? I don't know. I don't think so. How do you fix human nature? I don't think Ubisoft has those powers. So it's tough. And it's like, they can fine tune the matchmaking all they want, but honestly, we kind of need to look inward. And there are lots of times where it's like, I'll play with those guys and I'll be like, you know what? Fine. I will play the way that you want to play for the sake of this team. Win or lose, I'll buy into your system because you sure as hell aren't buying into mine. Fine. And it sucks, but like, frankly, that, again, we have to like look inward for this stuff, right? Like, Ubisoft and matchmaking can't fix that.
My solution is just find a team and don't do that shit.
Always
Find a
5
team,
stack.
Play with the team.
Nice. Get some friends, basically.
As you're talking to gamers here.
Hey, bro. If that
It's
guy
tall
spawn
task.
peak hit 2 out of 3, I'm sending him a friend request. Welcome to the team.
Anything
all
else
I'm
about the state of the game? SaveSiege has obviously eaten up a lot of time over the show over the last 5 episodes that we've done here. Anything else to add before we move and turn our focus towards playoffs and the Munich Major?
Not gonna.
Anything you guys want to say?
I got nothing. Oh.
I mean, yeah. Again, I don't think the sky's fallen.
Okay.
You can go play Battlefield. You can go play Call of Duty that comes out next month. But you will be back. Trust me. Mark my words. You will be back because there's no other game that gives the dopamine of Siege. I have so many games in my Steam library that I played for 10 minutes. Or I played for like a week or 2 and then I don't touch it. I jump around so much. This is the only game that's kept my attention now 10 years. And I know there's so many of you guys out there that like also come back to the game. So as long as I trust the devs, we'll be back. Everyone will be back. Game will be up at SI. I'm looking forward to all the new stuff coming out the new year, and it'll be excitement about the game again. So, yeah, obviously get rid of the cheaters, but you'll be back. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Go play Hungry Time.
I think as long as they make new content, which I think it's like I guess they don't make it at the same rate they used to, but as long as they're still making it, I think we'll be all right.
You saw that Macy J has supposedly quit. You think he'll be back?
Yes.
At some point.
Okay.
At some point he'll dabble. Like whether he does full time or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm sure he will play Siege again at some point in his future.
Even off stream. Just try it out.
Yeah,
Battlefield was a lot of fun. I will say that much. Battlefield was a good time. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I have not played.
My problem with Battlefield games, my problem with Battlefield games is that it's like the opposite of a game like Siege. You just don't feel like anything you're doing matters. There's 800 people in the lobby, and it's like I'll frag and I'll go like 26 and 4 and blow up a bunch of tanks and shit and be like, I'm doing much, and then I look and there's like some guy on the other team with 90 kills, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
like
mindless.
All right, yeah. I like Battlefield. It's just, it doesn't hold my interest. Like I enjoy it. I think it's a great game. And I will say, like, I've been really enjoying Battlefield 6, but it's a game that just like, it's same with Call of Duty these days. Call of Duty doesn't hold my interest because it just like, it feels like you spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die. And it's like, that's not, I like that when I was younger. Like I loved that when I was 19, but now it's like, I'm not into that. So anyway, all right, now let's look at the regions. Producer David, this is when we call you into action. Could we please, who by the way, he has been delighted with all of the comments, thanking him. Thank you, Producer David, is a requirement when you leave a comment here on the channel. We want to get him a Lamborghini. Once he hits roughly 200,000 thank you, Producer David comments, he'll get the Lamborghini. I think that's how currency works. Ooh.
His own Lamborghini doorway?
He's going to get his own Lamborghini doorway. All right, so he does enjoy it. It's funny because when we were pulling these graphics off of Liquipedia earlier today, they had the old M80 logo, but M80 announced that they are going back to the old M80 grenade logo, and it has now been updated on Liquipedia. So we can actually, you know what, Producer David, I'm going to grab you. Oh, it still hasn't been updated for the team, which is kind of awkward, but okay, never mind. Let's start with North America because that's the region that we all cover. We've had a, sorry?
The greatest region in Siege, yes.
Okay, well, I think you might be a little biased. Troy might also be biased. On your screen should be the playoff bracket.
Yes.
That's where things started. Troy, you want to talk about it? You want to talk about it?
Oh.
Start talking.
You want to talk about, well, I mean, more about his performance than anything. Part of the fun of having him on the show is I like hearing what he thinks happened.
We made the major.
Congratulations,
we
Troy.
made the major.
Congrats.
Thank you. I think overall we played pretty well. I think other than the SS3 game, I think that one was
what happened?
That was not good. I think we were just gassed. I think me personally, I was like fucking just brain dead. Terrible calling, terrible playing, terrible like just me no bueno. And as a result, I think that affects the team a lot. So, yeah, I think it was not a good game. That is not an excuse, though, because obviously SSG also played twice in one day, and they handled it just fine. So, credit to them. We did not handle it just fine, me especially. And next time, I will be cracked out of my fucking mind. So, see me next time. I got a doubleheader.
And Troy, from your vantage point, oh, Troy's gone.
See, sorry, drop something.
That's okay. Any real surprises for you, Troy? Because I know that Mint has one to talk about, but
no, not surprised in the slightest. No, I think DZ is like the obvious surprise that they didn't make it. Although, I guess it was foreshadowed by their struggles throughout the stage.
Yeah.
And I guess the other surprise would be if you're looking at the stage, OXG not making it. Although, I don't know. For me, like I knew, like the top 6 teams are like the top 6 teams. I think Envy was kind of battling in there to earn their way into that. But I think, the only reason there was really an opportunity for that was because DZ was having such a rough stage. So yeah, yep. I don't know. Overall, not too surprised. Even the DZ thing, I also think that's down to the draw of the bracket, because I think you could argue if they get into that other side where Wildcard OXG is lower bracket, if they don't play M80 basically, maybe they make it out of that. Yep. I think you could argue that. Not to say they 100% would have, not to say those other teams didn't, but I think if you look at that lower bracket, M80 is clearly the best of the 4 there and looked like the best of the 4 there. So, kind of tough draw for them.
You agree, Kyle?
I concur.
Yeah.
The one team you wanted to talk about that you'd sent some messages about was OXG. And I mean, I think diving into OXG is an interesting one here. Obviously, they enter as one of the top 2 seeds. They get 2-0'd by the Rebellion, and they get 2-0'd by Wildcard, and then they lose the 5th place match to DZ 2-1. Of the matches that OXG played in the playoffs, they won a single map. For a second round team, that is tremendously poor. That is among some of the worst performance we've seen of a top 2 seed since Blast took over this esport.
Yeah.
Adam in particular had the most kills during the regular stage. He was invisible during the playoffs. What ailed that team? What happened with OXG?
Well, as Space Station likes to say, but maybe possible pants were kind of shitting during the playoffs.
Shitters.
Yeah, a little. I think there were maybe pants shitters. I will say, I have been very critical of OXG, probably since their, inception of this roster. I feel like after Boston, I actually saw that team improving. They got top 8, then they made a roster change. They got Fofo. I'm very critical of Fofo. I have been. I've ranked players, for fun on content, and I put him on the chopping block multiple times. I think he trolls a lot on the shield play, and I know the casters like to point it out as well. And that he
I've never done that.
about it.
I think that's actually one of my favorite things to listen to the cast about. It's like when Forrest does something and you guys just go, Forrest, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Because as a player, you watch it and you're always wondering what the fuck is going on.
I mean,
I like Forrest. I
Mm-hmm.
think culturally he probably helped the team a lot.
yes.
I think there's probably a net positive to Forrest for that team, but
Yes.
he definitely it's the same thing. You watch me sometimes and you're like, the fuck is this guy doing? And I think similar to me, Forrest, fucking brain overload, just too much going on up there.
I don't know if I've ever seen you outside
No,
Chalet
not that.
climbing
Not
up
to
the
the
ladder. I don't know if your brain was
Uh,
overloading like that.
No,
but,
no, that was a crazy one.
Um,
Dude, there was another one not too long ago. I forget, but that might be the most iconic one.
yeah, for sure. I agree with you though. I've come to realize that I think it is a net positive. And I was even going to make a video on this, but I wasn't going to be out in time before playoffs, and thank God I didn't, because I would look like kind of a fraud right now. But he's almost like the agent of chaos, is what the call out term is for him. And they have a bunch of mailboxes on the team, passive players that don't want to push. I've worked with Adam, great entry. I'm glad he got his kills, but he's very passive, right? Grixer, known to be very passive and kind of known to bait a little bit, and that's okay. There's roles on a team for a specific reason. But because of that playstyle, Forrest, as the agent of chaos, gets people to move into their cuts angles. And I think that's been really good, especially in that Shopify game on Labs that we were able to watch. Did not let them get opening kills at all. And then when they had the advantage, there was not a single time that Shopify could power, because what are you going to power into? Grixer on a 417? Adam with his gun up already? Like, you're not able to do that. So I think strategically, also Keezy, I want to give a shout out to Keezy. Used to work with E1, and he knows a thing or two about Agent of Chaos with Arthur in his shield play and his time over there at E1. So
he's with LOS now, right?
Arthur? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, possibly a fantastic fit with OXG. I do think he was with them too during their SI run, and like strategically something was happening there during their SI run.
He's a ball
Those guys knew what drastically improved. They were awful during the stage, and then somehow SI quals, they went on to win it. Then we scrimmed them every day basically on Unwanted, and those guys were our kryptonite. I don't know how we beat them at SI, because I'm pretty sure we never won a map in scrims. They were the goods. But yeah, so big shout out to Keezy. I think Forrest is a net positive. They've been getting away from the shield play and just relying on their guns a little bit more. But yeah, come playoffs, for the first time ever, I picked them in back-to-back series. Shopify one, I was a little skeptical on, I'm not gonna lie, but I did pick them. And then I also had to pick them in Wildcard, and they go on, like you say, they had probably the worst showing, like you said, for a number 2 seed. I don't know if the lights were bright, as they say. The Shopify game's not, like Shopify in the playoffs. I'm not picking Troy in the playoffs. Like, this guy's making events, but the Wildcard game was very, very surprising to me. I do think Wildcard, and that's not taking anything away from Wildcard. I think everyone knows, especially in scrims, those guys are the goods.
I think I've been a believer. I think it's been just a matter of time for Wildcard to make it, kind of thing.
They're
They're a good team.
Yeah.
May
dark
I just
horse.
corroborate what Troy said by, Troy does come, now that Troy is nearby, Troy likes to come over from time to time. Before the season started, Troy said, I think Wildcard's finally going to click. I think it's going to be nasty.
Yeah.
It's
And
true.
he was kind of right.
It's true.
I mean, I'm with you guys on that. I made a video stage 1 and I called them the dark horse. Like, I think they are a team. I think everyone knows in NA we got the big 4, I like to call them, or the juggernauts. 4 juggernauts in Shopify, DZ, M80, and
SSG.
SSG, thank you. That's your big 4. That's where all the talent, technically, with all the big orgs, the big money, that's where everyone is in NA. But absolutely, I don't think we're super top heavy because Wildcard and OXG have proven, now that they've beat the top 4 in both stage 1 and now stage 2, that they can absolutely compete if you're not playing at your best. And yeah, they're definitely dark horses. Like there's and you can, like Troy was saying earlier, you look at Envy, who's drastically improved. Love to see it after stage 1. I think Aiden was a great pickup. They could maybe, I can't believe I'm saying this, JJ Ballsack could maybe be making a land. He was 1 point away. And then
he still had to make it. He still had to make playoffs or win out of playoffs.
Well, he still had to make playoffs.
Say.
Still had to make playoffs. And then even Cloud9, which we haven't talked about them, and I got to talk about my boy Dream. They were one win away in their last 3 games, and arguably there were some winnable games there that they should have been able to win. And a little bit more on them, but I think they were solid. From reports that I've heard from other people and other teams have said like they looked better in scrims and they were a better team. So we're right on the cusp besides everyone but LFO and Cruelty for me. And for me, I'm proud that the NA region is very competitive right now. DZ just slipped, had a bad time to be an off time, I would say. And I mean, they'll pay for it, but they'll be at the regional finals that just got announced and basically their last shot at making SI.
So the only thing I want to just say right now is that when Wildcard made it and DZ and OXG did not, I picked up a bunch of community chatter that said the best teams didn't make it. Do you agree with that, Troy? From your face, it looks like you don't. I'm not weighing in here. I'm asking you.
Yeah, how? DZ fan?
I mean, this conversation has happened a few times where a team will go on a really big hot streak, and it's not just esports. This happens in traditional sports as well, where like an underdog full of inexperience, like upstart guys, like go on a great run. You know, a good team has a bad week, and then that inexperienced team gets a shot and just gets absolutely demolished. Let's use a good example from the Manchester Major, E1. E1 made it based off of beating all the bad teams in Brazil, and then rightfully so, earning their shot through the playoffs, but then were fucking terrible and just got annihilated. And I don't know how you look at some of the teams from Brazil who didn't make it and go, yeah, they probably wouldn't have done better. Like, yeah, I think those teams would have done better than E1. If Wildcard, let's use Wildcard as an example because they are the least proven of these rosters that are going. If Wildcard go and get absolutely smoked and they go out in one of the first 4 teams, do you think there's any credibility to the argument that DZ or OXG could have gone deeper into the event?
No. Because I'm gonna be honest, usually half the NA teams don't fucking do well. DZ has not done well since.
Yep. Since what?
But
since what, Troy?
Since what?
Since me.
Since what?
Me. Since me. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Internationally, but
That was like 7 times.
He got mad at me once because on a cast I was like, yeah, you know, like the Nathan Troy thing was a good trade for both teams, blah, blah. And Troy was like, statistically, they've done worse.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
he texted it.
Yeah.
Just because Jesse was casting with you and he had mentioned that before. But anyways.
Troy hate watches.
Besides the point. Hey.
Everyone does it, but go ahead.
Besides the point. But either way, I think OXG, they beat FURIA at EWC, but they didn't get out of groups. So like
yes.
Say like half the NA teams that go usually do not perform well. SSG usually does. We have, M80 has, but it's also been like off and on.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I don't really think that argument can be made. Like, I think the argument, if it was like, I guess SSG has probably been the most consistent performing internationally,
Mhm.
as of late. So I'd say like maybe if they didn't make it in place of one of them, you could make that argument. But I think in place of OXG and DZ, I think that's kind of hard to make that argument.
Yeah. What
Now,
do they say? Death taxes and SSG making the event.
yep.
Like,
But
I
they've
mean,
been making playoffs like pretty. It's been quite a
yeah.
few events in a row for playoffs, I think.
No.
So
Yep.
yeah,
I think you're right. They're definitely the most consistent. And then just to put to that, like at least for OXG, they can't complain that they would have made it for the wild card. Like they literally lost to wild card. Like that's on them
that's true.
that they had such a stinker of a game when it matters. Like
Yeah.
they lost to them. How can they say anything?
To be fair, I don't think any of the, as far as I know, none of those teams have said anything like that. I think they're all pretty like holding themselves accountable type of thing. So
Yeah. Yep.
this comment was a Twitch chat user, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Barter?
yeah. It wasn't. It was.
An
Well, it wasn't
esteemed
Twitch chat.
Twitch
It was.
chat
It
user.
was. It was just. It was a member of the community.
Was
I'm
it
just.
Steve
Hey, look,
100?
man. I collect things people say, and then I bring them to you and ask you your thoughts. And this is not something that I think. I do believe that in times past, a team has gone on a hero run, made an event, like literally scraped into an event, and then got turned to paste. And
Oh yeah.
when I look at teams that did not make it, and I look at their international performance, and I think, yeah, if they'd been there, they probably would have done better. E1, for example, I don't think there's any way you can argue that a team that replaced them would have done worse. I think almost every team from Brazil that went would have done better. You know, but does that mean that they're a better team? No, E1 was objectively the better team. That's why they got the spot. But I think the argument people were making was that sometimes just because you are, like, let's say the fourth place team in a region does not mean that you would be that region's fourth best team at an event. And I do think there's some credibility to that. You know, as bad as DZ and OXG looked in some of those matches, historically, I think those rosters have a higher international ceiling than Wildcard. But that's mostly because Wildcard hasn't played a lot of international events. So they need to start building their own body of work to prove those naysayers wrong, right? I can understand where that viewpoint comes from. I don't necessarily agree with it. In the comments, you may weigh in and tell me if you're still watching at this point, if you agree. But yeah, it's been a long one. By the way, I looked. Our most watched episode with Pengu was 5 hours long. I cannot believe we sat here for 5 fucking hours.
There's no way.
Our most watched episode ever was with Pengu. It was 4 hours and 54 minutes. I cannot believe
I don't even remember that.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
What are we talking about?
I don't know, shit. But
probably who's the GOAT?
Shepard, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I can understand where that argument comes from. I don't necessarily think it always holds water. I don't see, with the way that OXG and DZ played in the playoffs, I don't think they would go to an international event and have a higher skill ceiling than Wildcard. I think those Wildcard players earned it. I think they are a talented team. I think they have made steady improvements. I think they are starting to find their groove. And I think international experience is only going to make them better. I'm excited to see how they do. I actually didn't look at the rosters for the NA League finals, but I think they're in it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's the same teams as playoffs.
Okay, so it's going to be good for them. And I mean, they made a statement at what was it, Reload? That they made a statement at, like.
Yeah, but
Reload was kind of a weird format, but I mean, still, like,
yeah.
Elevate stormed through the groups in Reload too.
Brother, CAG is the second best team in the world.
Kiagan. Yep.
Have we had an event since? EWC doesn't count. CAG's still the second best team in the world. Okay.
Facts.
Fuck.
We
also,
have
On One is the best NA team.
They don't exist anymore.
But it doesn't matter. We were top 4. There's not been an event since. Keep it going.
I agree.
That's true. I mean, if we, yeah, you know what? Technically correct. All right, let's move on to Europe. Producer David, the European results on the screen for you. They wrapped up today. Team Falcons won the entire league by beating G2 in the lower bracket. It was a lower bracket run. Team Secret is the one team I really want to talk about here because for about half of stage 2, Team Secret looked like a hot bag of dog shit. And then they win EWC. They come into EML. I keep calling it EUL. They come into EML and then they look terrible for the first couple play days. And then they get in, they squeak in, and then they make it to the finals. What is it with this Team Secret team? For people who haven't been paying attention, what has made them so particularly good, either from EWC or here now into this deep run where they finished second in EML this stage?
What makes them good?
Sure. Just vamp on it, man. Just you've got some thoughts on Team Secret, I'm sure.
They got good players, good
Nasty.
staff. Yeah, I don't know, good
Twister!
team. They play good Siege. Savage, big meta abuser. Good stuff. I think Joom abuses the meta as well.
Joom's been doing really, really well.
Mowgli can pop off. Noah's a solid player. Adrian's fucking holding cutoffs and opening breaches.
Yep.
Good stuff. But they play like, honestly, I think they play like, maybe not similar to G2 because it's like different pacey wise, but like they're very split and like, they abuse a lot of the cheese stuff. But like they play good Siege, like 100%. So, yeah.
Are you worried about them at the major if you have to do battle with them?
I mean, like any top team, sure. They're a top team though, but I've known they're a top team since before they won EWC. I've thought they're a top team for a while. So
I heard that you guys scrimmed them at the event and they were like by far the best team.
At EWC?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think we scrimmed them a little before, and like they probably scrim wise probably gave us like the hardest time, I'd say. But like we didn't scrim like everyone. Like I don't think we scrimmed G2. Trying to think who else we scrimmed. There's some Brazilian teams we didn't scrim.
Yeah.
We did scrim FURIA, but I'd say the toughest time was probably Secret. But again, they play a bit different. Like they're very split heavy, I think. Defensively, I think it's more their attack, which is like different to me. But yeah, good team.
Any sleeper picks coming out of EML? Obviously Falcons, that's the old BDS roster for people who... No, I mean like sleeper picks is in like, if you're watching this and you're not super familiar with EML, are there teams that upon watching the Munich Major will surprise you?
That made the major?
Yeah.
No, so I think if you know about G2, you know about Falcons.
The only one could be
know
BDS.
About Secret. BDS, but I don't think you're going to be like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're bad, but I do think there's like a clear gap in EM.
Agreed.
For sure.
Agreed.
You think it's the top three?
Top three? I think it's the top three.
Yeah.
I think if the time is right, VP can click, but the time is not always right for them. So.
But you and I, okay, man. But you and I love VP, dude.
I love VP. I like the way
they
play, but like the fucking, I mean the game. The game doesn't always ask for it. And also, like, I think a big thing too for them is just like the way they play. Like, I mean, people will say this all the time. Like, one, it's better on LAN, but two, it's better against people that don't play against them all the time because they do the same thing every fucking time. So if you're practicing against them, like, you're very familiar with what they do, especially and like that carries on for like fucking years. So. Yeah, I definitely think like obviously like didn't normally they at least make playoffs and stuff like that. This was like an especially bad stage for them, but even then like it's never usually like super clean for them over there, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I always got faith in them though.
I like
there's
a
big
players.
separation in EU. No, I love those guys. Big fan. They know that.
Kyle, did you co-stream all of EML?
Yes, I did. Mr. Consistent, just like Rexon. That's my name. Unless my internet's
Mr.
not working,
Consistent.
that's Rexon's name, Mr. Consistent. That guy can play any role, and he gets it done. Literally, I mean, he was entry.
That's true.
He was flex. Now he's on a DMR. Shit, if I had to make a
He's
team,
on
if
DMR.
he's the 417 role now.
Yep.
If I had to make a team, like not even joking, if I had to make a team that was like you had to clone one person to play all 5 roles, it'd probably be Rexon. at least NA wise.
That'd be a lot
Maybe-
of talking. That'd be a lot of talking.
Maybe not a lot of listening because
Shit would be loud.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I
But they be
I-
killing motherfuckers.
But yeah, he gets it done. You guys got Spoit, and I think he like unironically found his best role now because of that role change. He's like, I'll take a step back.
Like,
and
or
play the
Rexon did?
DMR. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've watched everything. What was your question?
Quickly to that point about Rexon, by the way, I hate that I missed this while we were talking about NA. CGG put out the stats for all of the year.
Oh shit.
For the North America League, the top 10
Am I
rated
positive?
players. What?
If that's the first thing he
Just
wants to
making
know.
a joke.
The top
Am I
10 rated
positive?
players. So in the top 10, 4 of the 5 Shopify Rebellion players are in it. I'll let you take a wild guess as to the player who
Shocker.
didn't make it.
Oh,
Ambi?
wow. Yeah, Ambi had a stinker of stage. Can you talk
Ambi?
about that?
You think that you made it? You think you're one of the top 10 rated players in the NA League for the whole year?
Of course.
You,
I can't.
JJ Blast, and the corpse of somebody was down at the bottom of stage 1. Like you were competing with spirits there, brother, like ghosts. No, so Spoit was the #1 highest rated player for all of the NA League this year. Ambi was 2nd. Surf was 7th. And Rexon was 10th. So four of your team was in the top 10. DZ had 2 players. Citizen was 3rd. And NGR was 8th. M80 had 2. Gavin and Diffuser were 4th and 5th. SSG had 1. J90 was 6th. And then Newers was in 9th on OXG. So that was that's rating.
On OXG.
Or sorry, Newers on
OXG.
SSG. Sorry, my brain lagged. I always keep putting him on OXG. He and J90 on SSG were 6th and 9th. Yeah. So and it
Nice.
looks like Spoit got the most amount of kills as well, 386 for a +92. But yeah, I wanted to touch on that while we were doing the NA stuff, but I literally just stumbled upon it because it was posted less than 2 hours ago. So anything else to talk about with EML, or do we shift sites? We talked about APAC on the previous show because they wrapped up stuff really early for some reason, and Brazil is still not done. I really don't understand the schedules, to be honest, but I'm not making them. I'm at the mercy of them. And I mean, you guys don't watch APAC anyway, so.
All I know is that their format was fucked.
Yeah.
It was like Chiefs had to show up for vetoes at 7 a.m. and then they didn't finish playing for the day until 4 a.m.
Yeah, that was an
3
insane day.
matches. 3 matches one day, and your last match starts like after midnight.
Yeah.
When your first
looks-
match was at 8 a.m.
Yeah. That's just not fair to those
Do
devs,
better.
I don't think at all. Like I don't think that would have
Yeah.
personally don't think that would have happened in the other regions. I'm just saying.
I don't think
Well,
so either. But
This
I
is
don't
something that
think-
APAC has said forever. It's
Yeah.
funny because like you've got like all of the APAC teams, whether they be in Korea, Japan, Australia, etc. They always gripe about how like they're left in the dark. But then when APAC gets major spots, you have the whole rest of the world complain that APAC is eating up spots that should be going to other teams. So it's like, how do you win this?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you've got like EU guys being like, APAC is dog shit. What the fuck are they doing with these spots? And then APAC is like, hey, we earned that spot by playing till like 4 a.m. But also we don't get paid and we have to work a part-time job. Like, how do you balance that to make everybody happy? I just don't know if you can.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about Brazil. So producer David, if you throw up the Brazil stats right now, I don't know how much you guys have been watching Brazil. I've been casting it probably more than NA actually at this stage. And Jesse and I will be casting both the Friday and Saturday games, which Friday will be 2 more qualification games. And then Saturday will just be the lower bracket. And then I think it's the upper bracket. I can't remember. But basically FaZe and FURIA just toppled everybody. FaZe 2-0 Team Liquid. It was a really close match. And then did the same against NIP. For what it's worth, out of a possible 60 rounds of Siege, FaZe Clan has played 59. So they are not winning big. It was an 8-7, 8-6 against Team Liquid, and then 8-7, 8-7 over NIP.
Yep.
That is very inefficient. FaZe Clan is getting it done, but it is a long road. FURIA on the other side of the bracket just looks like an incredible team that has been getting better. I mean, I think after watching EWC and Reload, FURIA looks like a great team again. I don't know if you guys would agree, but I mean, I'm putting a lot of, if I'm putting money on a team, I'm putting a lot of money on FURIA at Munich. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah, man, I'm all in. Dumbass.
It's like one of those
Dumbass
questions after you
question.
win. Did you expect to win? No, actually.
You would be
I-
surprised how
They're
many
obviously-
players would say
they're
like,
obviously a great
No, you're
team.
right. Yeah, they are a great team. I agree.
you
with
know,
that.
I understand that, you know, Troy, you were, if I say this respectfully, you were one of the most stubborn people to interview whenever I do content, because I'll be like, hey, like, you know, if like you guys don't win, like, who do you want to win? And they'll be like, oh, you know, like Team Liquid would be cooler. They'd be like, oh, like, it'd be nice to see like, you know, like Damwon Kia win. And then Troy's just like, I can't conceptualize another team winning. I don't want anybody to win.
The winner mentality.
No, I think I've gotten better at those.
I just remember that one SI where
Although
I was,
that's not asked like ever, but
yeah,
yeah.
I was given free reign to ask questions at the Stockholm SI that we did, and I came up with a whole bunch of things like, if you can't win, is there a team you want to win? You know, like, is there a story or a player that you think is deserving and all this stuff? And some people played ball, obviously, but then I just remember Troy just stonewalling me at almost every opportunity. He's like, we're gonna win. And I'm like, but what if you don't? And he's like, we're gonna win. And I'm like, okay, but if you get disqualified tomorrow, who do you want to win? And he's like, we're still gonna win. And I'm like, it's not how it works. So when I say stuff like that, by the way, I expect some impartiality here. Like, okay, I can ask you, if you've watched any of these FURIA games, do you think this is a team that has what it takes to win the major?
I think
That was a
they're
good
going for fun.
furrowed. That was a good furrowed brow.
I think they're going for fun. I think this is just a learning experience for them that they can really build on
Oh,
for
right.
the future.
Oh, fuck off.
It's very similar to Wildcard. Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely, I mean, 100%. Like, they played Bank Lair this entire stage, by the way, in best of ones,
Yeah.
right? They played 2 maps somehow, but people have thought that Bank was their weakness. I think by now, Bank might
That
not
was
be
like
their
a
weakness.
long time ago, though.
They
it was-
7-1
it was.
W7M on Bank, by the way, to
Yeah.
qualify for the major.
Now, what I am worried is best of threes, because they consistently get rid of Consulate and Labs, and like that's making it very easy for someone like Troy here to like you know what map you're going to in these best of threes, and there should be a lot of prep work, which granted FURIA is very hard to prep work against. They do it.
They've always been good about at least going into a major, though, like changing their map pool like that.
Yes,
Because like
There's
they
always
did that
one hidden
with
map.
Bank before. They did that with Labs
Yep.
at SI.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've
No,
done
I
that before.
agree.
So
I think they might be one of the hardest teams to I mean, for me, it was always FaZe back then, but like FURIA now, I think they're very, very hard. Igor, I think, has to be the best coach in the world. I mean, very hard to tell from an outside looking in, but this guy just seems like the actual GOAT. Felipox, the GOAT.
yeah, they seem
Literally,
like
yeah.
they prep very well.
They look unstoppable. They look like, I mean, they are the best Brazilian team to me, and I do take their word with a grain of very highly, not with a grain of salt. Actually, quite the opposite. Igor said that he thinks NIP right now is actually the team that should be battling for the first spot, not FaZe. And he predicted NIP to win unless nerves got to them, is what he said. And it looks like nerves
Damn.
might have got to them. It was 7-8, 7-8 both times.
That was an
NIP
enraging game from like a
Yes.
bystander perspective. Like, that was an enraging game for NIP. Like, they look terrible, and then they just crush rounds, and they go back to looking terrible again. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think it was a 5-1 lead on Consulate at the second
Yeah.
map. And I was like, you know what? I was tired that day. I'm like, yeah, just FaZe, just end it. Just come back and win. And they did. But they will be a team that's going to be exciting to watch, because NIP is like kind of the dark horse in a sense. Like, they're that 4th team that I think should make it. They should be a better team than LOS. But they're going to be the team that like most of the viewers probably don't know as much, because it's not, you know, the same NIP way back in the day with, I mean now they still have Pino, right? Is it Pino they have?
Yeah.
It's not Pino, but-
Pino's head of the ship, I think.
which is crazy to think I was getting gunned by that guy
That's
when
a
he was
ball-
like just 18.
That's a ball
but
knower.
Yeah. He's definitely a ball knower. Wizard's the goat over there. Might be the
Cons
best.
had a great start to the game for Nip and won them like 2
Cons?
rounds off of like 1v3 clutches back to back on that console map, and I was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
And also, like, is it Fantasy? AKA Pamazoo's rival?
Fancy
Very
pants.
I don't know why he was out of a team for so long. I maybe
Yeah.
heard things.
Yeah.
But in this current day meta where you need possibly a spearhead to go get some shit done, like that's literally him. So I think that was a fantastic pickup for NIP. A nice weapon to have. So yeah, I fully expect him to beat Los and be at the major, but maybe contending with FURIA. FaZe though has been, I mean, you said it with the 59 rounds. They have been very close games. They just always manage to close it out. I don't know if that's going to continue at the major. You would hope not for their sake or their fans' sakes.
Yeah.
But they have kind of looked on a downturn. But you know, people power up at the major. Like that's 100%. People are LAN players, major players, cyber. He's got kids to play for. He's got the dad buff, as we would call it. So
It's true.
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. That was going to tie into my last question about this region, which is that we've got 2 more qualification games, and now I suppose it's a good time to throw up on the screen, producer David, the results of the Munich Major teams. You'll see on your screen all of the teams that have qualified. The top 4 going across horizontally will be your EML representatives. Next, underneath it, it's SAL, which is Brazil/South America League. Under that, obviously the NA League, and then you've got the APAC regions underneath that. You'll notice on your screen that there are 4 teams crammed into 2 boxes. And that's because Nip and Los, which was just mentioned by Kyle, will be competing for a spot, and then Team Liquid will be competing against W7M, the Horsemen versus the Bulls. You just said that you think Nip will be able to handle Los. On paper, this is a 22-point team in the regular season versus a 10-point team in the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, if Nip lose this, it's catastrophic. At that point, you have to ask some, hard questions. Oh, Troy's gone again.
It's okay.
Blurry Nadian. Big Blur Nadian. This technology's a hell of a thing, isn't it?
I don't understand this.
Go closer,
shit.
go closer, maybe? Is it?
These unks and their technology these days.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Do we have unanimous agreement, the 3 of us, that Nip will take that matchup against Los and grab one of the remaining spots?
I would believe so.
Yeah. Are we thinking 2 maps? Or are we thinking 3 maps?
2.
We'll say 2, but I don't know. Map pool is enough. I don't know if there's like something they could expose, but I'm gonna go 2.
I mean, safe bet so far. There has not been a map 3 in the SAL playoffs. So, I mean, all these teams have been getting it done, even if they have mostly been in overtime. They've been getting it done in 2. I guess this might be a little bit harder. W7M Team Liquid, last spot.
I think it'll be a good one, but I think W7M. But I do think Liquid hasn't been looking too shabby.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think W7M.
Daffodil and Lenda, seemingly the answer for Team Liquid, maybe. Diaz settling in on his role too.
I think that maybe Reduct coaching.
The goat.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
I think it might be a big Reduct. Yeah, I think he might be a big factor.
I agree.
Well,
coming from MIBR,
he knows what he's doing.
right?
Yeah, I think he knows
what
he's doing.
They did an interview, and I really like what he was saying, where he was like coach of going in there, and he's like, I'm not just gonna like put them into a new system. He's like, I'm gonna figure out the strengths of what they have and like try to help them and where I can and things like that. And I think that's the right attitude to go into Liquid instead of just going in there and like, this is the style we're gonna play. You got to work with the pieces. So I think from a coach standpoint, I really respect that instead of trying to force someone, into something that's not gonna work. But for me, I actually do have Liquid winning that game. Take that with a grain of salt because I've been wrong just about every single time I predict at this point. So I don't even want to stat on that. But W7M to me, like every game is just like FaZe, I swear. It's like so close every single time. And it's just bound to be DS. It's DS time. I believe in the DS. Like you said it. he gets getting comfortable in his role. Like Diaz is, we all know what Diaz's role is. Like that guy's getting his no matter what. Like I think he's comfortable. I think he's always going to get his. It's just Maya's been playing insane. I don't think he's still quite being used the right way on Liquid, but like he's definitely getting his. And like who doesn't want Nesk needs a fairy tale ending. He's got to be nearing.
Brother,
time.
He's gonna kill Palu for it.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got to put down. Yeah. That's a great point. I actually totally forgot it was the Palu Ness rematch. Holy cow, I can't wait.
Oh, and technically Volps was on that team too. And I think the most turmoil that we've ever seen from a Team Liquid roster was when Volps was on that team. You know, when you've
Friday?
it's Friday, it's the first match of the day. We're starting off strong. Jesse and I are casting it. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good time.
Can't wait. I'll be there.
Well, thank you. I will be as well. I mean, when Volps got moved off the team, and you've got coaching staff tweeting that like the monster is gone. Like,
I think, I don't know. I don't know how any of that went down, but I'm sure that Volps wanted to play a different. Well, from what I saw, so because Ask was on Liquid, I read like the posts about him after he left, and it sounded like he wanted to change how they played as well, and they were like pretty resistant to it. And I'm sure Volps wanted to do the same because W7M does not play like Liquid do. They play a lot different. So I'm not too surprised by it. And I also think that the timing of it, like, if you're in Volps' shoes, you just went to SI finals. To be fair, I think it was probably a bold decision on his part, but he just went to SI finals, got second with W7M, left that team. Now they're fucking winning everything. And now he's on Liquid, and he wants them to probably try to play how W7M did, and they're resistant to it, and they're not doing well. I'd be pretty fucking annoyed too, to be honest. So
yeah. I'm trying to remember what Brazilian player I talked to. It was at Boston, and this is gonna bother me. But I remember talking to a Brazilian player about Liquid, and I was just like, "What's going on there?" And basically, they just said like they play old Siege, and they have not caught up. They have not moved on. They are stuck in the past, and they need to make some changes because they're just playing a level of Siege that is too bad and doesn't match up well, and they are not making the changes that are needed to be made. And it was a very brief conversation, but I then asked a couple other players just like afterwards, like, do you agree with this? And they all said like, yeah, absolutely. Like they don't have a new identity. It's like trying to play a team from like 2019. It's like it's a completely different game at this point. So it certainly seems like they're faster. It certainly seems like they're adapting better. Nesk has taken on a different role in the team, which is to be is understandable. And they finally found it looks like they finally found good supports who aren't doing whatever the fuck their supports were doing last time, and it's working. I mean, they're still a middle of the pack team, so obviously it's not all sunshine and rainbows here, but I mean, like, Brazil is an incredibly competitive region.
Yeah.
Like, Loud didn't even make it into the top 6, and I think if you send that Loud team to Munich, they beat probably half of the teams that are going. So it's like Brazil is super top heavy, and Liquid finished 5th. That's when the drop off occurs, but like W7M to me are a bit of an odd team. Obviously, they won they're the defending major champions technically because they won Montreal. We haven't had a major since, right? Like, and they're a team that is just they look good. I think it's going to go there's two things are going to happen. I think W7M are going to annihilate them 2-0, or one of them is going to win in a really grueling, super sloppy back and forth match that goes all 3 and possibly goes to OT. I don't know. I don't see Liquid getting it done in 2, and I don't see Liquid getting a convincing win, but I'm prepared to be wrong.
I think I agree with you.
Noted.
What do you think?
Liquid haters.
Do you think Liquid's gonna? Hey! I'm not making a proclamation here. Let's do a fun thing, because this is something I actually want to work into the broadcast. You gave me a great idea. I would love to do a tier list at some point, by the way. So, but I also would like to do, for the super shows, I'd also like to do predictions, because as we fast approach the Munich Major, we are going to have a super show, or at least that is the goal, it will be incumbent upon the schedules of other people where we're going to bring on like 5-6 people, like plus me and Fed, obviously. And you guys are obviously welcome to join. And I want us all to do predictions for the groups and stuff like that. If I have to tie you down and force you to make a prediction, is it W7M? Is it Team Liquid? And bonus points, when do they get it done? 2 maps, 3 maps? Let's start with Kyle because he seems like he's got his mind made up.
Yeah, Liquid 3 maps. That's what I'm saying. Liquid 3 maps. I like their improvement. I have not been impressed with W7M. I think even if they go to the major, their map pool looks rough right now. I like the way they play is nasty. I think they're really, really strong at a couple maps that I myself have definitely looked at their strategy that I'm a big fan of. Chalet. But yeah, I think Liquid get it done. Got a feeling.
Troy?
Okay. Think you're gonna have to tie me down for it.
You're not gonna give it to me?
Wow.
I'll drive over there.
No.
You're just trying to think of the maps, right?
W7M and 3.
3.
I was gonna say I'm leaning towards W7M as well. I was gonna give you the option to possibly be a tiebreaker if you didn't want to make a decision yet, but I actually am gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna say W7M and 2.
I can see it, but yeah.
I have witnessed too many Team Liquid, flat starts for me to not wanna be like, it's going to be a rough one. It depends as well where the maps are and which side Liquid starts on and which is their map. If Liquid starts on their own map and loses it, I think that's it. I think it's curtains. I think it's a 2-0. I don't know if Liquid is the team that has the mental capacity to come back from that. You can talk all you want about mechanics and ability and strategy. I've always thought that Liquid's had one of the most, easiest to shatter mentals.
Yeah, I agree.
So if it's like if map 1 is Team Liquid's and they lose, added bonus points, they lose decisively. Like if it's a 7-4 or 7-3, I don't know. I think Liquid's done for. But I mean, that's my hope. I will say going into this matchup, I kind of hope that Liquid wins because I'm the same boat as you guys. I want Liquid to have that dream run. I want to see Ness lift a major. Like the biggest thing he wins can't be like an OGA Pit trophy or like the Pro League season 7 or 8 or whatever fucking season it was. Atlantic City one. Like,
like a big line that Liquid did win in the regular season. Best of ones definitely matter. 7-3 clubhouse. Just saying.
Yeah,
that's true. That was like the first game, wasn't it?
It was the very first
early.
game, and that's what kind of showed me W7M's clubhouse was like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose we can revisit this, and people will dunk on us when we start making predictions. That'll be half the fun here.
I can't wait to see the comments after the game. If I'm wrong, it's sick.
They'll be coming for you. And what was your Twitch again? Just to plug it so they know where to direct their ire?
Intero.
No. That's not.
Twitch.tv/Intero, guys.
That's not it. I have a charm in the game, by the way. If you sub to me, you get the charm on all your weapons. Ooh. I hope you're grinding towards one.
There's plenty of people that deserve more first. Now that they only do I think one a year, is it?
I think they do one a season. Really? I think they do one a season. I thought it was.
Okay, well.
I thought so. Dude, they were giving them out like candy. There were when I got mine, so did Zig, Justin, and Pengu. Like there was 4 of us in one season that all got it at the same time. Like now they give away like one, and I get it. Like there's a lot, but I hope so. Fat was also mentioning that he's on the grind. He wants a charm too. So I mean, hey,
he deserves it. First off, way more than me, but like Fat 1,000% deserves it. That guy, 100%. I mean, there's definitely some other big names I think that don't quite have one yet, maybe. But was Uzi and Shaika were like the last 2?
They just both got one. Yeah. Uzi got his like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that, I think. And then Shaiko got his earlier in the year. Or did Shaiko just get it? Shaiko might have just gotten it.
Shaiko's is very recent.
Yeah.
That's why he played so well. Recent. So, now you'll go buy the Shaiko charm, which I say it all the time. You want to have stats like him, like go sub.
It's true.
That's true. Gentlemen, cool. we have reached the bus is out of gas. So we are pulling off to the side of the road and we are getting out and walking the rest of the way, aka we are done the show. Any final thoughts before we wrap up what I'm guessing is our longest episode since coming back to LFN, but I mean with 3 people you need to talk a bit more. So I get it. Any final thoughts? Anything to say about SaveSiege? Anything to talk about the game? Anything to talk about the major? You want to talk about the Spoitvitational?
I don't know. I don't know if I got anything.
I think
You don't want to talk about the Spoit? What did you say?
I think we covered most of it. I mean, everything you just
I'm not a
brought
big
up right there.
plugger. You know, I don't. I mean, the Spoitvitational will be cool. Go try to qualify or something. I don't know. I don't know enough
Half-
about
That's
it.
half
good. That
the
was
pro.
great. You really did a good job there.
Literally anybody
Thank
can
you.
sign up. I
Thank
think Path to Pro. You want to go pro? Play in the Spoitvitational for sure.
Yeah.
Go watch.
Oh,
We got.
cool.
I mean, you're gonna have a couple episodes before the major, so never mind. Can't plug watching Troy.
You said you were a
What?
part of the show. It's
Me?
weird.
Watch me
We
what?
Watch
I am-
you at the major.
Oh, at the major. Yeah. It's
You
true.
know, in
Watch
case
the
you,
major.
in case you, in
I
case you
guess.
don't come back, in case Ontario can't convince
Yeah.
you.
Watch the major.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you made it this far, 2 things in the comments. Welcome back, Troy. Thank you, producer David. That's all I ask.
It was a pleasure to be on. Pleasure. To
It was
be on again.
really nice having you back, and Mint, it was great having you join as well. The one I cannot wait for the inevitable comments about how I talk too much again. When I explained this in the very first episode we did with Fett, where until guests get comfortable, they're gonna talk a little bit less. So I will step in and do more talking. And Mint, I think you did a great job. As you get on the show more, I'm assuming you're gonna keep talking more and more. And Fett's already been talking more and more and more, and it's great.
Yep.
I just sit back and I can just listen and just digest it all.
Yeah.
But no, it's been great. This is our 5th episode. Reception's been awesome. The show's been doing better than we expected. It looks like, without putting the cart before the horse here, it looks like we've picked up a couple sponsors for some upcoming episodes that'll be riding with us for the rest of the year. So I will have to start doing ad reads and plugs, but I mean, hey, that's what we signed up for. That's why we're here. Beyond that, we took last week off because there were so many games that there wasn't a good time for us to convene the show. Hopefully this won't happen next week. Next week, I imagine, will be the Super Show because the Munich Major is in like 3 weeks time, 2.5 weeks time. I actually did my passport renewed because it expired and I was not aware. So should be coming soon. And hopefully I will be going to Munich. But
Hopefully.
in the meantime,
Super show.
Usually it'll be about like 4 hours. We'll have representatives from different regions. I've reached out to some APAC guys. Sorry?
4 hours. Sheesh.
Did a 5-hour episode with.
I know. I
Thank
can't
you.
fucking believe it, bro.
I know.
I
With
can't
Pengu.
But
fucking
those, like,
believe it.
you just get to sit
And me.
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. You need to stretch the legs, you know? Ooh,
We gotta get a
getting
standing
old.
desk. We gotta do a quick break. The beautiful thing about the show being pre-recorded is that we can do intermissions if you need a break.
That's a good point.
Does
Yeah.
Fett stream these
We could-
though?
Sorry?
Does Fett stream
No.
these? Oh, okay.
I don't know. You're welcome to. If you wanna
Oh.
watch the show with your channel, you can.
I
Oh,
was
like
already
stream
live.
watching.
No, we
I'm just kidding, I'm
originally,
just kidding.
just a little bit of housekeeping here for everybody interested. We floated the idea of doing it live on my channel just as we always used to do. And they said for the beginning, it would probably be better just to kind of get our footing like pre-recorded and just see how that goes. It also allows us to do different and new stuff. Like we can edit stuff in and like there's a benefit to it. But I mean, I don't mind next year possibly doing it live. It really depends. The one thing I did like about the old 6-on-6 is when we did it live, pros and shit would like jump into the chat and weigh in and we could bounce off of them. And I think that was really cool to kind of not just use it for content. I remember one time we were talking on the podcast about like the FaZe visa situation and Mav was literally in the chat talking about it. And we got to reference that in the show. And that's something that obviously being pre-recorded, we're not able to do, but we are also able to do other stuff. So it's a trade-off really. But I mean, I'm flexible. Doesn't really trouble me either way. But with that said, I know that you have lives. I know you have families. I know you want to see people. I want to live my life and see people as well. So we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. As always, thank you to Troy. Thank you to Kyle. Thank you to you for watching. Smash that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to thank producer David. We will thank producer David for all of his hard work. And thanks again to Last Free Nation for making this all possible. Enjoy your evening. Fett should be back soon. He's moving. I hope he doesn't have to move again for a while. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you next week.